well, he was supposed to start training for his fight camp, right? But then they didn't come and train, and then she decided that she was gonna have her removed, like during his fight camp.
Oh, that was the second one. That was
I said CC2.
Oh, yeah.
So hold on. Yeah, I remember, by the way, a long time ago, they came out to hang out with me and Hila, and she just was like, so I'm getting fake, and I was like, okay, great, good for you. And then the next thing I know, she had him removed, like less than a year later. I was like, okay, I guess.
Was going to be, oh, tonight's a big stream. We got a new bad iDubbbz video to watch. I can't wait to check it out. And then something else happened. Apparently, iDubbbz's former coach from his boxing, who was at Creator Clash. We've seen a lot of people speak out. We've seen Harley speak out. We had Wade Plem, who worked for free, speak out about Creator Clash. But we've never had somebody as close to the Jomhas as their boxing coach come out and really give more content and more details about what it was like to train for a charity boxing event. So we're going to find a lot of new information here. And I hope that you'll go on this ride with me, because I've only seen about a total of 15 minutes of this thing. I was clicking in at random timestamps just to check and see if they were still streaming. And I hope you guys will go on this journey with me, because some of the stuff in here, like every second is another nuke. I couldn't believe what I was hearing when I was watching this. The thing that I have on screen right here is you just know it's going to be good. When the boxing coach leaked Ian's text messages of him trying to weasel out of it and like basically beg Michael not to go on the stream. Hey, Michael, not sure if this is clickbait. Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. Not sure if this is clickbait, but I saw your face on the H3 podcast thumbnail. Let me know if this is real and if you want to talk. I'm hoping it's just some clickbait, because I'd be happy to talk if you had like unresolved feelings about me and Anisa. The panic text set in. Oh no, dude. Academics, please respond, bro. What's going on right now? Yeah. It's bad. And now I move on to my next. Why is Mudahar surrounded by pickles holding... What is this? Who put this in my fucking... I didn't put this in there. Why is Mudahar offering us chocolate pudding and he's surrounded by pickles? I didn't know that was... I'm sorry. I didn't know that was there. All right, guys. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. We're about to hit a 3-hour podcast episode where every new sentence is a death sentence. The one thing that I need to stress before I hit the play button, and we have a bunch of fun together, is that this is spoken word testimony. All right? The vast majority of what I've seen here is just two people telling firsthand testimony of what Ian and Anisa are like. Don't take every single thing that's said here at face value. Apparently, Froggy Tonic is saying at the top of the stream, apparently Froggy Tonic is saying that he got accused of being flown out from France to the event. And that's apparently inaccurate. I'll pull that up at the time, but keep in mind, this is just somebody's testimony giving their side of the story. So not everything here is 100% verifiably true. Okay? With that being said, let's have some fun. I don't know what happened. It didn't play. What's going on? There we go.
So let me introduce our two callers here. We have Michael, who was Ian's trainer. And we have Kate, his wife, who worked as a videographer. Can you... Oh, you guys, can you turn your camera?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. And and then Harley, we're going to bring in Harley, too.
And then fucking, just for good measure, dude, bring in Harley Morenstein, dude. I'm so fucking ready right now.
Harley, you're here?
Yeah. What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick DeOrio.
Thank you.
Mr. Oreo.
Boy, me, Mudar, here. And today I turned myself into a pickle. Oh boy, am I going to get myself out of this one?
Back now. It might.
Oh, maybe try going horizontal again. Maybe we'll fix.
Yeah.
If you go,
or maybe it has rotate. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. There it is.
All right, let's figure out. All right. So it appears like we've got a... Dude, what is the twist going to be on this one? We got a white dude here, all right?
Thank you.
We got a heterosexual white couple here.
Harley.
Well, not white couple, sorry, with an Asian wife, all right? So that alienates racism. They can't call him a racist. He's got a wife Maybe that means he's not a misogynist. It seems like this is going to be a difficult task for them to engage with, you know? Their initial angles that they've been going for might not be accurate here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. There it is.
Guys, this is Mr. Medicare and Jade.
Thank you.
Dude, Mr. Medicare and Jade have called into the stream.
Harley, you here? Can you hear me?
Harley, you're muted.
Yeah, obviously, this is a racist incel misogynist.
I was talking on a muted microphone. Can you hear me?
Harley, everybody.
Hey.
And they got a Jew, just for good measure. They brought a Jew on just so we can...
Sure can, buddy.
It's you know what bringing Harley on is like? It's like an NBA 2K when you spot your brother points, right?
Nicholas, the GOAT.
By bringing on another Jewish person on the stream, you're spotting the opposition a few points because you know you've got such a good hand here that you're still okay.
Yeah.
Now, Harley actually put me in touch with these guys. And so how did you guys connect? Kind of Michael, Kate, and Harley, you guys were in touch, right?
Well, I know them from Creator Clash, actually. That's how I met them. And I never saw the clip, Michael, of you saying that you could beat up all the coaches. I'm telling my coach, we'll see about that. I don't know. He's not going as hard as you do.
Oh my god, that dog is adorable. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit, that dog is adorable.
Every day, but I don't know.
I've seen Michael. He's a beast.
Yeah. I don't know where he gets all that energy. I'm not a morning person, so someone like Michael would piss me off. I feel like he's good to go first thing in the morning.
Is that right, Michael?
Not always, no. Sometimes I need a couple cups of coffee.
Oh my god, I love your guys.
Dude, if you look into their eyes, you can see the actual racism, homophobia, sexism, misogyny, transmisia that is being like it's just fucking pouring out of them.
His dog. Harley,
the dog is a fucking Zionist.
Harley, stand back. I love your doggy. What a girl or boy?
You like that dog? Well, that dog is Jewish, by the way.
A girl, 12 years old.
Yeah.
Aw, she looks so like a little puppy.
Ashkenazi, to be clear.
Oh.
Yeah, she's still mad, yeah.
What's her name?
Winnie, like Winnie the Pooh.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
What'd you name your dog? IDF. I named my dog IDF.
Oh, I love her. She's got a little bowl cut.
Yeah, well, her hair's too long right now. We had to shave her body because we were out.
I have two terriers. I've got a Yorkie and
we met one of them when we were there.
Oh
yeah.
We did.
So, guys, first of all, thanks for calling.
If I ever have another dog, I'm naming it Smaggle, just to be clear.
I really appreciate it. Great. Hold on one sec, sorry. I have to request access from myself.
Oh my god. Bad streamer. What the fuck?
His corner, right?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Right? I mean, AB was singing your praise, Michael. You were in his corner, right? Because his coach...
Dude, there's like once a week, if I put on the H3 podcast, they just pan over to some new guy I've never seen before. That's like the second time that's happened. Who the fuck is that guy?
AB was singing...
It's Tom? Oh, it's Tom Ward, dude. Tom Ward.
Your praise, Michael. You were in his corner, right? Because his coach was unable to attend. That was so nice of you.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, wait. Tom Ward is the guy from the... Tom Ward is from the fucking... Taylor Lorenz thing. I'm caught up.
What's the name of the guy from Keemstar Orbiter?
Well.
Nick Oreo.
That's the one who got who got
Oreo.
promoted to manager on fucking Yeet's Twitter. Yeah.
I helped.
By the way, for anyone asking, I'm Yeet. I run the Drama Alert Twitter account, and I'm Comment Cop.
The GOAT.
I'm all of them.
Thank
dude.
you for the $5.
I literally psyop the whole community. I'm every clip account.
A lot of the fighters from Creator Clash 1 train. But yeah, I love AB. He's a great guy. Yeah, I'll be in his corner any day.
There it is. Oh,
Thanks, bud.
so nice.
Appreciate you. I actually, we were supposed to go out to eat, the three of us, recently, but...
Comment Cop in chat. Actually psychotic. Good one, dude. Good one. Dude, that's so funny, bro. Like, I'm literally... My hands are on the controller, and I'm playing Fortnite right now, and you're writing in my chat. How did I do it?
my grandma got sick, and I had to bail last minute. Yeah. But nice to see you guys.
Yeah, good to see you. Yeah.
And Kate, what did you do for Creator Clash?
It's like when John Diggle pretended to be the Green Arrow when Oliver was being investigated. I had Smaggle operate the account for me just to make it look like it wasn't me.
I traveled.
Even worse, I'm also Santa Decides. Bro, do you guys remember Santa Decides? That guy sucked.
With
He wanted to like start a podcast. Why every time someone starts a podcast, they're like, I could probably get Nick DeOrio on this. Santa Decides wanted to. Just a Robot wanted to. Like, stop asking me to do fucking podcasts.
and Anisa along with Michael. And I did all the recording for all the sparring sessions.
All right, so she worked on a documentary. She was recording sparring sessions. So in a previous thing, he said that a lot of the footage he had was just like videos of him fucking sparring, and it was really boring and no one would want to watch it. So there was never a documentary. Supposedly, she was the one tasked with like building the documentary portion, or at least shooting for the documentary.
All the meetups with all the YouTubers, even small interviews with like Eric, who also fought on CC1. So I have a ton of content, and Ian promised us that he was going to put out this documentary. That was
Sounds familiar, right? Any Sam Hyde fans in the audience here? I mean, listen, I don't know if this is actually 100% true as she tells it, but it's really hard not to consider the fact that he literally did this to Sam Hyde.
going to share the journey of how Michael took this video game nerd and turned him into a boxer. And so that's how they sold it to us when they first came to us. And so I was super psyched that this is going to be a way for me to help build my husband's brand. And also,
You know, it's one thing to be a
I just saw
YouTuber
Keffel's
and not
tweet,
follow through on your
you know,
promises.
Nicholas DeOrio.
I've announced
Keffel's
many a
appreciated the
video
shout
that
out.
I didn't release, right? I've done that 100 times. It's another thing to drag people with you and make them come and shoot for you to not release the project that you're announcing. That's another thing entirely.
put the work out there, but it never came through. And so when he most recently put that video out saying that he
Fro just donated the Dragon Ball money. I think somebody just sent me 1,000 zenny. Is that what that is? It looks like, it literally does look like zenny.
told a big lie and he was never going to put out a documentary, and all he has is a ton of 4K videos of him doing stupid shit or something like that, it was actually very hurtful to me.
That's your footage that you.
Yeah,
He's talking
yeah.
about your footage.
Yeah, exactly.
3 years. Yeah, 3 years of filming.
Wow.
Dude, 3 years of shooting and nothing to show for it. Do you think he's going to struggle and release a really shitty documentary? Like how we lost money for charity, like he did with the Sam Hyde stuff?
Yeah, well, yeah. Before the CC1 was filmed the year.
It was
Yeah.
10 months, yeah.
And
Yeah.
was he paying you at the time, or like what? How was he compensating you?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
So I do want to say that, like, for dynamic filming, I usually charge $150 an hour for dynamic filming. But because I was under the impression that this is going to charity, me and Michael, would always scale back on charging them.
This is a horror story that I have heard constantly. People saying that they've charged less money, or in some cases worked entirely for free at some of these events with the expectation that the money was going to charity. Wade Plem said he denied payment for Creator Clash, right? In his video, as he was one of the commentators, because he thought the event, like all the proceeds were going to charity. So he's like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't really want a chunk of that money. And I wonder how many of the fighters thought that that was happening as well. Because some of them seem to be like oblivious to what's been happening here. But you keep hearing like, yeah, I charged a lower rate. Yeah, and what did it go to? Parties, hanging out, a VidCon alternative, comedians, hotel rooms.
So, for example, instead of charging
Wade got fucked, dude. Yeah, Wade Plem got fucked, bro.
him $150 an hour, I would charge him $100 an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I've heard that from other professionals now. I'm starting to hear people say that, who, like one of the announcers put out a video recently. Maybe
Pre-watch.
you guys saw it. He was like, Wade? Yeah. He was like, they offered me a salary, or they offered me payment, but I declined it because I was like, it's for charity. I'm good. But then they took that money that he generously forfeit, a guy who's not rich, by the way, and gave it to all the fucking creators. It's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like, we were
He's talking about the Creator Clash 1 bonuses. So it's like, yeah, I don't want to take any payment for this because, it's for charity. And then on day of fight, they're like, everybody gets $20,000. It was more than 20. Yeah, it went from like, it took their $15,000 purse and then brought it all the way up just under $50,000. So they all got a huge bonus instead of Wade getting paid.
also promised
$35,000 bonus,
a
yeah.
bonus on CC1, and we never got it. But because Michael is so nice, he didn't want to like make Ian feel uncomfortable and ask Ian and Anisa about it. I was pretty upset by it, and I thought it wasn't fair because how is it that we
Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, anybody else would have gotten investigated by like CoffeeZilla after Creator Clash 2. It's just who these people are. They're the approved YouTubers who are highly insulated, who people feel really bad for about those OnlyFans incel fucking haters.
put on this great event? We raised $1.3 million for charity, and he promised us a bonus. And then right after the event, he just kind of pretend like he's too busy to check in with us.
The
You know,
goat.
and then we
Thank you for the
Yeah,
$5,
after the event, like once the event ended, I didn't see him again for about 5 months.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I've been boxing for 2 years. Anyway, done with that.
So because he was
Did anybody see the Charizard Elena post where she was bragging about how they were all going on a trip after Creator Clash 2? After everyone supposedly at that point had known that the event was making no money. I gotta shout out this account real quick. I don't know anything that they do, and I can't really justify that. I can't really just say I know everything about their character. What they do is they clip stuff. This Beazle guy, this guy can literally be bees, chat. This guy's an actual fucking bee. He's a fucking honeybee out here to go collect for us. And our iconic honeybee right here put up a clip the other day and literally showed holy fuck, lots of new stuff on here. I haven't seen any of this. Look, this is Alana Pierce, our new favorite fucking YouTuber who's currently working with Creator Clash. Someone who I have been infinitely too charitable to. Not really. I've been pretty fucking mean to her. This is her saying, today I had my first sip of alcohol in 2023 and a giant Nutella and ice cream or whatever, and I didn't work out for a single goddamn second. So this is her after Creator Clash going on like a private jet to the Bahamas to party after Creator Clash. What is this, a beach episode?
There's a KFC in Yemen!
Watching on delay. First the parties were for Ian's need to be held after getting punched. Then they were gala events for the fighters, forget the clout. Tubers paid on charity dime to be there.
Why does like
now they're for advertising the next event.
So
Thinking
like
face.
yeah. Like, this is crazy. Like, the stuff that they pulled up, like, these guys went on a fucking a private jet to the Bahamas after losing money for charity. The Jayla Ray clip that we played
Jayla
before
Ray.
or yesterday, depending on when you watch this.
I love the Beatles, and I also love boxing. For those of you that don't know,
And this is for Creator Clash 3, knowing Creator Clash 2 sent no money to charity.
going to be boxing in Creator Clash 3 in Tampa, Florida this June 28th. I'm very excited. You can grab your tickets now. In-person tickets are on sale, and pay-per-view tickets are on sale as well.
Where does the money go?
What's the name
Jayla?
of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
You can go grab pay-per-view tickets.
Where does the money go, Jayla?
Now, all proceeds from this event are going to Stand Up to Cancer.
Jayla Ray does not get enough hate. I'm going to say it right here. Okay, Jayla Ray does not get enough hate. And then this next one is going to make you get whiplash if you haven't seen it. Supposedly, they flew Lauren Southern's sister out to DJ the event. Apparently, stoked to be getting back in the sun over this weekend, Somebody Music and I are headed over to Tampa to perform for Creator Clash's opening party. So if you guys didn't know, apparently they flew out a fucking DJ. And the DJ was Lauren Southern's sister, dude. Gooning time. Someone DM'd me this picture and they said, does this save the event? So that's great as well. So this is Kaylee. I was literally at the event plus gala. I performed at the gala. They flew me out and I stayed in the event's hotel. So Anisa like flew out one of her friends and then she performed at the event, which is great. Ethan Nestor said all proceeds for Creator Clash 2 went to charity. I'm telling you, there needs to be a fucking huge investigation at how this was promoted, because these guys didn't talk a lot, but it seems like every time they did talk, it was wrong. Well, to be fair, proceeds for Creator Clash 2 were supposed to go to charity, so this one's not really as malicious. The Creator Clash 3 one is, though. The one with Jayla Ray is crazy, because that's not even how the mechanics worked.
Beatboxing for charity? Yep. Creator Clash. All of the proceeds go to charity.
But again, all of the proceeds, does that not count the bonuses the fighters were supposed to get? Well, they didn't get them, so. And then one of them that looks horrible is this one from Harley. Again, this is Harley Morenstein, a friend of the show.
To go to Austin to watch it. I think I'm going to do it. And I was going to be on this card. This is one of the cards I got offered.
And this is him talking about Creator Clash 3 eventually when it comes up.
150K to be on. And I said, no, I said, if I box again, I guess I'll do it for free again for charity.
It's like, Harley, you got a $35,000 bonus in Creator Clash 1. You didn't do it for free.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, and they say, and you know what? Kanye says all Jews are greedy, doesn't he?
So what's
so Kanye?
Like, I love Harley, but that's just, yeah, he's just fucking lying in this clip. Odd Ones Out claims that he wasn't even paid to get punched in the face. Maybe he donated that money, but he most certainly was paid.
Why did I decide to participate in iDubbbz's Creator Clash charity boxing event where some ripped Australian guy was going to punch me in front of everyone I ever loved? On my birthday. And I wasn't even getting paid to get punched in the head. Well, I used to...
So wait, did Harley donate his purse? Maybe that's why he said that? Sure, maybe that's... But again, it's extremely misleading. This one's not a direct... promotion for Creator Clash, I guess, so it's not as egregious, but I'm just getting tired of all these fighters saying they made no money.
The amount of
you were paid a substantial amount of money.
I recommend watching
it hit your
Nicholas
account. What you did with that
DeOrio's
after
latest
is not of concern.
Everyone, don't forget to like the stream.
went into recruiting people for this is really something to be applauded. Ian and Anisa, incredible work for just pursuing this, because unsurprisingly, most YouTubers.
Yeah, Hundar. Look at Hundar here. It's hard to recruit people for Creator Clash to fight for free.
Not necessarily interested in doing a bunch of exercise that take up hours and hours and hours of their life. Not interested in being punched in the face, and not interested in doing things for free, even if it's
this guy knows he got paid a shitload of money, right? Did they not tell them? Did they just auto donate? So did their managers just donate the money straight away? What happened here? How did these guys just not know that they made they got a $35,000 bonus on the day of the fight
for charity? So it was quite an undertaking.
And again, this is what we were told for years, dude. It's insane. What is this?
Look at that.
Oh God. Okay, back to what we were doing.
He was working with Dax on some show, and so he never.
It's Dax.
So the only.
It's not actually that Dax. It's Dax Flame or something. I don't know, dude. It's Dax.
So, because he was working with Dax on some show, and so he never trained. So the only 8 times that Ian ever actually trained was I trained him from July until May.
Dude, could you imagine? It's dude, and Dax is here too, and he just starts screaming I used to be a janitor.
Actually,
holy fuck, dude, the Dax memes back in 2020 hit like a truck.
Trained was I trained him from July until.
Is that Beazle in the chat right now, dude? He Beazle in the chat. Beazle in the chat, dude.
May, and then I didn't see him again pretty much for several months, and then he started training again to fight Alex. Pretty much, we started at the end of December. And then that's when they had to kind of get serious with the camp because they realized Alex was training hard. So really I only had 10 months with him to begin with, and then about 4+ months with him for the second event, and then I've never seen him again since then.
He just showed up and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna do the bare minimum here and nothing else, okay?" 4 months of training. Dude, that's the funny part is Harley says at a minimum these fighters are paid 15 grand to do 6 months of training, and meanwhile the main card fighter didn't even put 6 months in. Isn't that not fucking crazy? The actual guy, head honcho of the fucking thing, didn't even spend his 6 months training. Nuts.
Yeah, I was talking to AB. I think it was pretty normal that the boxers at least gave their coaches a tip, especially because you were there, you weren't just working for him, you were helping everybody out. It seems like you guys were both super involved in this event.
Yeah, one of the.
You didn't get a tip? Did you not get your $35,000 bonus of the charity money?
Able to kind of connect with Manny Pacquiao's people who hooked him up with Michael Leonardi.
Oh my God.
Was one of our connections. Our friend Eric ran into a guy in a bar in Vegas and that was the guy they were supposed to get a hold of, but
Yeah, so traumatized. He didn't even talk to his coach about it.
he was not reaching back to him. So we were able to get them connected with the people that connected them with Mike Leonardi. So we were literally there from the. I was there from the beginning for everything.
So that's, you guys had a really unique point of view where you had like a front row seat to everything. It seemed like you were with them intimately more than probably.
This is so catastrophic. I was trying to explain to somebody like IRL today who asks about all this YouTube drama stuff and likes to know about kind of what's going on, even though they don't necessarily understand everything. It's hard to explain how catastrophic this actually is. Unironically, to have the fucking trainer who was around them for years, one of which, the wife of which, by the way, who's filmed him for 3 fucking years, come out and give their testimony. Like this did not. This is 111 for iDubbbz, you know? Like the day that Bo Black's cock hit the feed. This is his personal 111.
Probably anyone else involved in this event. So there's all these interesting little details that you guys shared with me. For example, one being that I think it was you, Kate, that mentioned that he and Anisa did in fact pay for Hassan and all of his compatriots to travel to and stay at Creator Clash 2.
Yes.
Yeah. So they were talking about that long before, about how they had to fly in all these people. They were first of all, they rented the hotel for over 300 creators.
Oh man, and like he would know something. Like he would have this information too. 300 creators in this hotel,
and flew a lot of them in. When the first year it was much more scaled back. We just had a couple floors of like some place, like a nice suite place, but it wasn't extravagant at all. And then the second year they did that full hotel for 300 creators. They flew a lot of people in. One of the people they flew in was Froggy Tonic, and they flew him in from France.
So Froggy Tonic is
insane.
Froggy Tonic is straight up fucking denying that this happened, to be clear. He's saying that he paid for his own flight from fucking France. But if that is the case, dude, if he flew somebody in from fucking France, that would be like, that is actually fucking impossible to come back from. That's insane.
And Froggy had told us that he was there to salvage
Yeah, no money, but like that many hotel rooms is psychotic. There's a lot of fucking things at play here that we're hearing that we're going to just start glancing over at points because everything they say is crazy.
Documentary.
Yeah.
And that was super offensive to us because we're like, what do you mean salvage the documentary? And he said,
yeah, dude, I brought in my army of fucking freaks from the internet to come and salvage the documentary because it's just not good enough, dude.
Froggy had told us that he was there to salvage the documentary.
Yeah.
And that was super offensive to us because we're like, what do you mean salvage the documentary? And he said his job was to go around and like film Anisa having interactions with everyone. So we didn't know if that meant they were going to make the second documentary about how, or the actual documentary about how like Anisa was responsible for the.
All right, so Froggy has, I will show this right here. Froggy has like argued this didn't happen. Not Froggy Fresh, like Froggy like laid out in the sun and dead. All right, my mans, here's your finished trailer readily available. Here's the delivery folder. It'll get populated over the next few days. I'd like to talk about my desire to attend and film the event. And then they paid apparently 1,301 euros.
Details that you guys.
And then that's the clip. So they're saying that they paid for their own flight. The whole crew, denying the whole crew allegations, yeah.
The event, because she did put a lot of work in for the first event and she did put a lot of work in for the second, but at the same time, in the first event she didn't get credit for it, so she felt like she deserved all the credit. So I think that's why they paid Froggy Tonic to come film her and follow her around for the second event. But yeah, they flew in a lot of people. They rented out the whole hotel for 300.
And by the way, there were rumors.
And when
there were like, people weren't really sure who got flown in and stuff like that, but there were rumors people were being flown in. We've discussed them on here. So again, this is not looking great.
If Ian's dad was going to be there, because he was there for the first event, they said they couldn't afford to fly Ian's dad in.
Dude, this is why I say, like, if 1% of the stuff this guy said is true, this guy is like, Ian is fucked, dude. We couldn't afford to fly your dad out to the event. But dude, we need Frogan. I don't know if they flew Frogan out, but Frogan, come on, Frogan, red carpet event, honey, let's go.
It was too expensive.
Yeah.
Like the shit we glance over is like fucking potentially career-ending slop.
No, it's pretty sad. And Froggy Tonic told me directly because I met him at the hotel, right, where we were all staying at in Tampa for CC2. And he was like, "Oh, you're the videographer that has all the content of Ian sparring." And I said, "Yes, I'm super excited. I've been waiting for this documentary, but it never came out. So I heard that you're taking it over now and you're going to help with the editing." And that's when Froggy Tonic told me that, yeah, Ian and Anisa brought out his whole crew from France.
His whole crew?
I gotta be honest, some of this feels way too good to be true. Like, they sent this guy in as an op just to fucking repeat a bunch of fake shit to muddy the water. It's just that good that it seems like it's just too easy. It's too good to be true.
I think it was just him.
Well, he had a few people that were holding the cameras.
To be fair, my voice would have cracked too if I had heard that for the first time.
His camera guys, because the interesting thing was that usually when like someone is a videographer, they would be the one filming most of the time. But it was interesting to me that
he was just directing.
Yeah, he was more directing.
This fucking guy thinks he's Spielberg.
What's the name of the guy?
That's a wrap, boys. That's a wrap.
Nick Oreo.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Oreo.
That were actually doing the work.
I don't remember that, but I do remember for a fact that he had told us that he was flown in to salvage the documentary. Anyway, so we were just offended by that because we were like,
Nicholas,
what do you mean salvage documentary? And then him saying that he had no idea how to make the documentary for the first event. I had taken him from like 140 pounds as like never played a sport a day in his life. 10 months.
Oh no, dude. Oh god, don't piss off your fucking trainer.
Later, he ends up fighting Dr. Mike in front of over 10,000 people with 100,000 pay-per-view buys. And the fight itself was like a rocky moment.
I've gone on another raid for my cavern and I have claimed my greatest trophy, Bad Emma Panda.
Wow,
Literally walked past the federales with him tied up and they said, "Have a good day, sir. Argentine caves go hard."
Alright, I disavow your hyper-realistic fan fiction, but thank you.
And then he he literally took interviews with everyone before the fights, after the fights. He got all the coaches to interview.
True and real quests by chatters.
And then he said he had no way to make the documentary. So
it's the Caves guy. The Caves guy comes in and always gives like crazy super chats.
Sure. I was just like, how can you not make it?
Yeah,
AB made a documentary.
Everybody made a documentary.
AB, Harley.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we can make a documentary. No one's gonna want to see this. Meanwhile, like everybody's filming. It's like a fucking YouTube event. You'd be stupid not to.
I was in their documentaries, but I wasn't in Ian's documentary.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Guys, this guy made a video on eating Cheez-Its. All right, there is nothing too low for him to cover in his videos. I do not believe, oh guys, it's just not interesting enough. We can't cover it. That's probably the same cope he said about Sam Hyde.
It's so sad to work on an event, like to work such a big event like
You guys were so invested. Yeah.
We're so invested.
And it would always drive me crazy because I could tell Ian wasn't really proud of his work. So
oh no, dude.
One of the big things is like it was very hard to get Ian to train because he doesn't
Oh fuck, bro. Oh no.
like boxing. He doesn't like
He doesn't, guys, it was hard to get him to train. He didn't even fucking like this. Yeah, it's probably something that you ought to be like enjoying if you're gonna do, I don't know, boxing.
It was very hard to get Ian to train because he doesn't like boxing. He doesn't like boxing.
Well, that seems to be a somewhat of a
It's not
yeah, it's a bit of an issue, I would say. Yeah.
Why would so many people be Googling that?
What if Ian purposely didn't train to feed into his humiliation kink?
Well,
he wanted to look like terrible on purpose.
Look, that might be the
Also,
case.
Suck it, Melinda.
Well, you know, there is like, dude. Listen, dude. His fetish is actually for Rule 34%. Look up Rule 34% Anisa Jomha, okay? To find out more information.
Sticking point.
Yeah. So I would try to make the session
Because he's boxing, just to be clear. Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
he doesn't.
but I think that's why it was as traumatic as it was for him as well. Because he was dealing with like a lot of trauma and a lot of issues when we were in our boxing sessions. And don't get me wrong, that happens with a lot of fighters in general. Because fighting's very hard. Whether you're fighting MMA, boxing, whatever, it's very hard because you're getting beat up constantly, and then you're supposed to show up to the gym the next day and the next day and the next day. AB can attest to it, right? So it's mentally very hard. So I did feel bad for him because I could tell his heart wasn't into it.
Oh my god. This is actually the funniest shit ever, dude. Yeah, he hated this. He didn't want to train. He just showed up and got the shit beaten out of him every day. His heart wasn't in it. He didn't want to continue. But there was an outside force pushing him. Like, do it. Do it. Get punched in the face, honey. Do it. This will do great for us. Fulfill your destiny and get beaten up by the Asian man on stream.
So then to be into something like that your heart's not into, that's why I didn't see him once the first event ended. We didn't see him again.
Alex Wasabi, strike him down and become more powerful.
Several months. And I told him, hey, come in once or twice a week, train for
Alex Wasabi, yeah.
fun, make it fun for yourself. Because when you're in a fight camp, it's not really fun. You just have to keep training. But then he never came back. And then so I was like, oh, wow, he really doesn't like boxing. And then he did an interview with Anthony, or the guy from Smosh, and he was talking about
she's just like, unlimited clout!
boxing, and I was just like, oh, he doesn't like boxing at all, and he's making it like public now the way he was talking about it. And then even in the video where he's trying to promote,
and again, like, dude, this is probably so foreign to these guys, like the guys who actually train boxers and stuff, watching all the Creator Clash footage of the people that they're working with, say like, oh yeah, I've been working at this for quite a while, and honestly, I gotta say, I think she's such a good fighter, she's gonna kick the shit out of me. I don't stand a chance in this one, guys. Meanwhile, like, the trainer that you've been working with for months is like, well, that's a great representation of what I've done for you. I can't wait to stand in the corner with somebody who thinks they're literally going to fucking lose their fight. Could you imagine, like, the morale loss if your fighter does an interview and says they're going to get the shit beaten out of them?
On Nicholas
and that, like, is a reflection on you as a trainer?
Creator Clash 3, he said, oh, all I have is 4K footage of me going, and it's like, that's called boxing training, Ian.
That's what boxing looks like.
Yeah, that's literally what you're doing. And then if you notice, after he walked out of the third event and stepped away, he goes, I'm through with this boxing shit. I've been doing it for 4 years. And I was like, well, wait a minute. You train.
Dude, and they were begging him, please box again, please box again. And now we find out in private, he's like, fuck this, I'm done. I'm never doing boxing again. I've been doing this for 4 fucking years. And he's telling him right here, like, nah, you were here for like a year total with a lot of time removed.
Trained for 10 months for the first fight. You took 6 months off. You trained 4 months for the second fight. And then you never came back to boxing again for over a year. So I'm like,
why do you think that he's not improving at all? This guy might have fucking CTE. Like, that's like a joke or whatever, I don't know. But this guy just takes shitloads of head damage in every fight and goes, I'm a boxer now.
So
he speed ran getting a fucking, like, a concussion-related illness.
Like, you obviously hate boxing. So, yeah, so it was hard for me as a coach to just get him to train. Also, like, half of the sessions, we'd have to train Anisa. So
this is even crazier because Anisa never fought. She never fought. She was supposed to fight in the first one and there was some reason she had to pull out. But now, apparently she was still training during Creator Clash 2?
Every session, instead of being just training for Ian for a fight, I would have to take half of the session and train Anisa.
So whose idea was that?
So he was only half training.
Hers.
Uh-oh!
Yeah. But the thing about it is, Ian goes along with it, right? Because I feel like if Ian would have said, hey, no, I need the time to train, it might have been different. But he's just like, oh, no, she needs to train before I train.
But she didn't even fight. She wasn't even fighting.
No. My God. And so literally, in like the training footage, half of the sessions I had with him would be with her. And then she would come in with like all sorts of drama to the gym. One day she was super dramatic and I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? And she related Will Smith slapping to Chris Rock.
Okay, dude. Wait, there's a lot happening that we have to unpack here. Okay.
You could have milked that so much harder. Big content strategy.
So apparently, you know, like Bridezilla, right? Apparently she's like...
Every day that passes, I believe more and more that Anisa is controlling Ian like a marionette. Perhaps Anisa was the puppet master all along.
I don't know,
Not saying
dude.
she's solely to blame, but it's still interesting.
I mean, this one does a pretty
Nicholas,
good sell for it.
The GOAT. Thank you for the $5.
You know, you ever hear of a Bridezilla? She's a Boxzilla. That's what's happened. She's a Boxzilla.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? And she related Will Smith slapping to Chris Rock to somehow Ian having to
Nicholas,
defend her
the
online.
goat.
So
Thank you for the $5, my man.
Oh my god! Did you see this current trend? This is almost like the time that we were attacked, honey. I feel like that's everything. Every cultural
I
event.
just saw Keffel's tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
Like, dude, Ian and Anisa could look at like the Costco guys and they would be like, honey, that's crazy. 5 big booms? That's like almost the time where you put a fucking gun to your temple and almost did 5 big booms because of all the controversy on YouTube. Holy shit, dude. They see themselves everywhere they go.
she was like super dramatic the whole day. And I'm like, I can't even train Ian today because she's so dramatic. So that was
Dude, 9/11, when the Twin Towers fell, that's almost like the time where your career had fallen because of my OnlyFans, honey. Remember?
Give me a sec. Give me a sec.
Keep fucking my mouth!
This fucking asshole deviously laughing off to the side.
So that was
Give me a sec. Give me a sec.
Keep fucking my mouth!
The slap, guys.
Yeah. Yes.
Dude, I literally think if you really asked
just saw
Anisa,
Keffel's tweet
if you put some alcohol in
Nicholas
Anisa, right,
DeOrio.
and you got her really talking about her feelings and herself, I think you could probably get her to say that, like, her controversy was like a million October 7th.
What's the name of the
That's
guy?
how she
the
feels.
Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo. Mr.
Her
Oreo.
controversy with her husband was like her own personal October 7th.
She came in distraught, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened?
Yeah.
She's on Chris. She's
Anisa, this is not what boxing is. This is horrible.
on the slapper side, right? Like she was empathizing with Will.
You gotta do this. You gotta
She felt like she felt like Will was Ian.
He had to
And so
slap.
she felt- Yep, Ian has to slap all the people that insult her, I guess.
Yeah.
And when you look at the Will Smith situation, it's actually like a really great example of how delusional these people are. That maybe like you don't have to stand
I
up
just saw Keffel's tweet
and like
Nicholas
slap the
DeOrio.
comedian in the face who made a joke about your wife. I mean, maybe you don't have to embarrass yourself like this and then damage your fucking husband, or whatever, or have your husband damage his own career over this.
Wow.
And so, but anyway, so
That's
it's just
true.
crazy.
I'm not putting this word. This is my observation. Will Smith is one of the
Like, it's like when if Anisa goes like, you know, I really,
I just saw Keffel's tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
I really identify with Revenge of the Sith. You know, it's like the Jedi Order falling is a lot like my relationship with my husband. Okay. When Anakin killed all those children in the Jedi Temple, it really reminds me of us.
most famous cucks.
Yeah, that's even funnier too.
That's true. Will I'm not putting this word. This is my observation. Will Smith is one of the most famous cucks.
Yeah.
And again, that's my analysis, not your guys'.
And then she's like, "Honey, this is just like us."
But it is an interesting analogy, right? For them to be idolized because Jada famously had an affair with her son's friend.
Slimy Weasley fuck.
Oh my god, dude.
This is not fiction, Nicholas. He was the genetic rival to my newly founded subterranean Neanderthal empire.
Thanks, dude.
The conquest will not be stopped.
Appreciate it.
Especially not by an Aussie. I am founding an empire, and I alone shall remain the king of the cavemen.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know, so I wonder if that's how they relate more so than the slapping.
Keep fucking my wife's mouth!
Keep fucking my wife's mouth!
You know, yeah, it's just me. I'm doing a little psychology here. Psychology in Los Angeles.
I got a couple questions actually. If you don't mind.
Harley, what's up, man?
Oh,
Yeah,
no. Dude, I forgot Harley was here, bro.
Please, by all means, yeah, chime in anytime.
Okay, yeah, I had a couple questions. Let me get.
What's
let me set
happening?
What is going? Oh no!
this up right here properly.
What's up, Drama Alert Nation? We are now over 2 million subscribers.
Get this in order. Did you guys get any paperwork, by the way? Did you guys sign contracts? The fighters had contracts. I'm curious if the coach.
Wait, does this mean that Keem prepped him with questions? That would be funnier if that was the case.
Just had.
No, we never had.
I can't believe it, dude. Stop skinwalking Keemstar and get a fucking real career, dude.
That contracts. I'm curious if the coaches had.
No.
That was a joke, to be clear.
We never had a contract.
No.
Oh, interesting. Because that would have been like something that would have detailed what's, like what.
Harley is Harley is literally hilarious. This is the perfect delivery of. You know what this reminds me of when Chud did blackface as like a VTuber and just completely sat there and went on with his point as if nothing was happening on the screen while everyone was fucking screaming.
Did they? I guess by word they told you it was charity and they didn't ever.
Right. Yeah. So, and I'm still hoping that the first event was all charity, other than Ian taking his fighter purse. But what was crazy about that is then you said you had a $27,000 bonus. And I was always under the assumption that there was no bonus because even though he told me there was a bonus, he then disappeared for 6 months and I never.
Oh my dude, he was treated just like that random girl that Ian apparently dated. He was left to pay for his Cheesecake Factory all by himself.
Never saw him. So I was like, was there a bonus or was there not a bonus?
And you confronted about that?
That is fucking nuclear.
You asked them, or you didn't want to
I just let it be.
Because I'm the same way, by the way. I never spoke about money with Creator Clash. I have a guy on my team that does that. I wanted to not talk about money. And plus it's awkward when it's a charity thing. You're like, I don't want to, am I going to ask for money?
Yep. Right.
Yeah. And it's awkward when it's your fighter and then you have to train him for a whole nother event. And I mean, truthfully, like a lot of times fighters will say they're going to pay a coach and then not pay a coach. So that happens.
Oh my God, dude. And the funny thing is, if this is accurate, he's going to get pushed to make that right too.
Happens sometimes.
Out of his own
So
pocket.
truthfully, unfortunately, I'm used to that, right? Where they're like, oh, there's more money coming in. And then the more money coming in just goes to them. So you get used to that as a coach, but I am under the assumption that the first event did all go to charity, and then the second event was supposed to go to charity, but instead...
Dude, imagine if Harley was like, I'm going to stop you there. They gave me $35,000 the day of the fight, just to let you know.
It went to... Just
to arm you.
The hotel, the pre-party, and after-party.
Was there a moment?
About the after-party, because he said he was using the after-party to help promote the event.
Dude, yeah, that's another thing. How does the after party promote the event that has already occurred? Like, what is...
I have no idea how an event after the fight will generate money for the fight.
The only argument that I could hear is that, like, they invited all these people for a gala to, like, raise money. Meanwhile, everyone's just showing up to take pictures and drink. Yeah,
that's it.
Like, as in expecting them to, like, feel like they have to give money or donate more. Which, again, wouldn't even really be affiliated with the event. It would just be like, at our after party, a fucking generous donor gave $250,000 to fucking Doctors Without Borders.
In his most recent video of concern trolling, in the beginning, he says he's explaining how they lost money in the second one. And he goes, the event before the boxing was to promote it. And that sounds reasonable and normal. But I don't think he even mentioned the fact that there was a massive gala after the fight where Anisa
that's to promote the next event.
Is this really?
I don't know. I'm sorry. How does a gala the day before a fucking boxing match like raise money for it or raise awareness of it? When was the gala? I'm sorry, bro. They don't do any promotion for fucking 6 months. Then they throw a party for themselves and say it's promotion. Yeah, dude. It's a fucking massive gala, dude.
And do you know what else is massive?
Okay.
Got to play as MC and give out awards and shit.
So we actually didn't even know about the gala until...
And again, dude, so someone just said in chat, well, normally rich celebrities buy a ticket to the gala for $10,000 and then that would go to charity. But Ian and Anisa did it as a reverse gala. Instead of paying to go to the gala, they just gave you a hotel room and begged you to come, you know? in this one instance...
about probably...
Yeah, dude, they did a reverse gala. They paid their friends to be friends with them that weekend.
Maybe less than a week before the event, or a week before the event. The only reason I knew about the gala was...
Nicholas!
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you.
Because Ian had invited some of his training partners, and they were on the email list, and so they kept telling me there was going to
So now the allegation is that he didn't even invite his coach to the gala, but he invited his training partners instead.
be a gala. And I assume they were talking about the pre-party, because the first year they did do the pre-party, but it was much smaller. It was on a way smaller scale than the second year. And then also, so we had no idea. So when everyone was asking me about a gala, they're like, what are you going to wear? I was like, I'm going to wear sweatpants. What are you talking about? And then they're like, what? You're going to wear sweatpants to a gala? You're crazy. And I was
the
like,
first
what the hell are
year,
you
it
talking
was
about?
like, the first year was like a.
Like, this is, if this is true, this is like demonic. Where they didn't tell the fucking coach about the gala, so he didn't show up to it because they didn't want him there. That is demonic. And then to go back to him for Creator Clash 2, it's like a person as a service. Like, not even treating him as like a human being.
Little party thing. It was like a Sweet 16 vibe,
which is
with
all
little,
you
like,
need. It's
game.
And again, this is a cliquey group of friends. This is no VidCon alternative. This is VidCon for the approved people.
Set up.
That's it.
Yeah,
We
so
had
it's totally,
Super Smash Brothers set up. It was in the hotel both years.
That sounds great.
It was much more casual, but if you dressed for that, like I was told specifically to dress nicely for the gala, that there would be pictures and such.
We found out it was a red carpet event that they flew Getty Images in for. So,
oh my god, dude. Oh my, dude. That, if that's true, that's fucking insane. That's another one. Dude.
They straight up flew Getty Images to take pictures for the event. But
dude, this is fucking, you know what this is? This is prom for adult high school. That's what this is. This is their prom event for adult high school.
So, yeah, they're the only. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, when we asked them about it, and I said, "Hey, is there a gala?" And they said, "Oh, you guys don't even worry about it. You don't have to."
Oh, that thing? Oh, that's a funny little. Yeah, come on. You're not into that. That's not your speed. You wouldn't have fun at that.
To go to that.
Literal concern trolling. Literal concern trolling.
And I said, what? This is what Anisa said. And I said, what? And I said, well, some of the sparring.
Oh, you'd hate that. I would hate to put you
partners got invited. And she said, I don't know how they got on that list. They weren't supposed to be on the list.
Dude, imagine that. Hey, how come I'm not invited to the gala for like the event that I, helped train Ian for? Oh, who let those other undesirables join the fabled Frogan meet and greet? What? They let some of these degenerate, disgusting peasants attend our fucking red carpet event? Yeah, Boxzilla. That's what she is.
And in my mind, I'm like,
unfortunately, you're not on the list. Maybe next year if you donate me a fucking art drawn by a child
Nicholas,
to tattoo onto my body, I'll consider it.
Thank you for the $5, my man.
If you have your 5-year-old daughter draw me a new tattoo, maybe I'll let you in next year.
Ian had invited them. He sent them the email personally.
What
right?
a disgusting human being she seems to be. I'm sorry.
Oh, she didn't want any of us there. She only wanted like creators there or people that would, I guess, make her feel like she could get more clout. So she told us we didn't have to come to the event. She doesn't know why we would want to be at the event. And I said, what's the event for? Yeah. And she said, and it's an award show. And I said, what are the awards for? And she said, they're awards for the boxing. And I said,
yo, you wouldn't want to go to this. It's just a stupid award show. For what? Boxing. Oh. Well,
I said, why wouldn't his coach want to be there? Why wouldn't his team want to be there? I was like, that makes no sense. So everybody else, all the other coaches I talked to, I said, hey, did you guys know about the gala? They said, yeah. I said, did you bring a suit for it? And all of them had freaking like 3-piece suits with like kerchiefs and everything. I had
What do you think this guy said? This guy said something, dude. What do you think this guy said? And then fucking Anisa's like, pull the plug, Ian. This guy's good for training, and that's about it, dude. Did they scroll through his Facebook post and find out that like he said something that is not approved? Like, what did this guy do to get fucking blackballed, except for the part where they needed him?
I'm like, what
dude, that's so messed up. Why? It's like you're the guy connected with the event organizers, and they're explicitly excluding you guys.
I know why. I honestly believe that the reason why Ian and Nisa excluded us and did not want us to know about the gala is because we're both very professional, we're both very direct, and very transparent. If they told us that they were going to throw a huge gala after the fight and it was going to cost a ton of money, we would have asked.
Of the potential money that could have gone to charity, we would have said, hey, That's fucking stupid. What's wrong with you?
Asked them, why are you doing this?
Well, it's to promote the event that already happened.
Because Anisa already told us, she shared with us prior to CC2, like a month before, that they were negative, was it 500K already?
Yeah, at the
Whoa,
time.
whoa, hold on.
Yeah, that's important.
Say that again. Say that again.
They were negative 500K before the event.
That appears to be new information. They knew they were down 500,000 before the day of the event? What? If that's true, that's awful as well? Okay. All right.
Yes.
So going up to the event with the ticket sales and the PPV sales, when the event started, they knew they were down $500,000.
Yes. Keep in mind that they moved to a bigger venue and they sold a lot of tickets. But before the event had started, they said we're fine. So the reason we found this out was because I went.
Well, wasn't it 250K? That was after the event. That was after the additional money that they made. So they knew when they were hosting these parties with these singers and flying out Lauren Southern's fucking sister and shit. They knew at that point when this was happening, they were fucked. So that like adds a ton of context too to the speech and the way they spoke about the event and stuff, where they kind of faked it. That's even funnier.
I wanted Ian to start doing 2 training sessions a day. And I said, Ian, you need to start doing 2-a-days. And he was like, why should I do 2-a-days? And I told him, I was like, Ian, you're not good at boxing, man. My brand is at stake. So you need to do 2-a-days. That's what.
My brand is at stake. You're not good at boxing. You don't seem to give a shit. You're not training enough. And it's like, why are you concern trolling me? What the fuck? Why are you concern trolling me right now? What are you talking about? You pretend you care about me, but you'd say stuff like I'm not good at boxing? Why are you concern trolling?
What pro boxers do. And so I
Wait,
told
did you
him
actually say that to him?
Yeah, yes. And then I told him, I said, my brand is on the line. I said, you can go back to YouTube. My whole life is fighting and coaching fighters. And I'm like, so if you don't have a good performance, that's going to look bad on me.
It did, by the way. I'm not trying to insult this guy, but he had a very bad performance. He looked like a training dummy out there.
After the first event?
The nicest thing you could say about Ian is that he didn't go down in the second fight. He just sat there and took his beating like a man. He took his beating like the other man.
So for the first event, he didn't do any of his cardio. So that's why he ended up gassing out so bad. And I truthfully believe if he would have just done his freaking cardio, that he would have won that fight. But they couldn't do the cardio because 10 weeks before the first event, Anisa wanted them to buy a house. So instead of doing 2 training sessions a day at that point, they had to cut out training to go look to buy a house.
Oh my God. Sorry, Ian. I know you have a big boxing match coming up, but I literally need to move now, so you can't train. Because we need to go house
What's shopping.
shopping.
The name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter. Nick Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
Everything about Anisa
Here's
sounds
a spoiler for
horrible.
everyone. When you think it can't get worse, it does. And when you think it can't get worse, then it does.
It just feels too good to be true, dude. This just feels way too good to be true.
And he moved into his new house the week before we left to Florida. So he literally wasn't training like he was supposed to for that whole first event because they wanted to go buy a house when they could have just rented a place for 6 months or a year. And then Ian could have focused on the fight, had the fight. And then
Meanwhile, listen to like Harley in the background is probably turning in his live grave right now while he's sitting on this fucking stream. Because this guy was living in a camper in Florida to prepare for his fight. And now he's finding out that Ian really just didn't give a shit and then just stopped training for his fight to go buy a house.
then found a new place. So I found that super offensive. I'm like, you're not doing anything I'm telling you. And they would lie to me and he would tell me he was doing his road work.
They would
Like he's turning in the shallow grave that Hassan threw him in for the event.
Why would he lie? That's like lying to your doctor.
It made no sense because he acted like I told him to do things because I wanted him to do them. And I really wanted him to do things because that would help him win the fight.
Yeah.
So when I tell him, hey, you need to do this, he'd be like, and then not really do it.
Dude, could you imagine if they're like, listen, I know we're at a boxing gym, like Ian, but this guy is really toxically masculine. Do you think we could find a trainer who's a bit more zen next time? You know, because I think he's just got like a toxic masculinity here, and he's like a very like you know, he's a very intense guy, and I don't know if this is good for us.
He didn't realize how important cardio was.
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
Until the second fight.
What do you mean he didn't realize how important cardio is? That's like the entire thing. Yeah, that's everything. That's the whole thing.
It literally is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicholas,
your gas tank is like you could have a fucking you could have power and shit like that. Some people have natural power. Like Jake Paul apparently has natural power. But yeah, the thing that you need to train for is stamina, the ability to do this for as many rounds as it takes to win and not gas out in the first. Like that was Deji. Deji has power apparently. I haven't really seen much of it, but Deji would gas out every 5 minutes because he was eating fucking McDonald's before his fights. Remember? KSI is like, literally, you tried to fucking do this shit, and I find takeaway bags in your fucking room. I hired a chef to make you fucking fight and give you the meals that you needed to be successful, and I find fucking takeaway bags in your house, mate.
You know, hearing all this, strikes me as ironic because he was always, and Anisa, going on about how they hold boxing in such high esteem and they want everyone to train and this is life or death. This is serious.
They don't take it seriously at all. And I fully believe that.
You get in the ring and people die in the ring. And and hearing him speak so loftily and respectfully about boxing, but then hearing he's like, oh yeah, no, I lied to my trainer about running. It's like, what?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that was...
They shortened the rounds for him after the fight started in Creator Clash 1. Is that true? There's no way. I would know that. Everyone would talk about that if that was true. You're lying.
I recommend watching Nicholas
Creator...
DeOrio's latest video.
Thank you, Max. Thank you also to Capit Hero. Creator Clash 1. Surely they didn't do that.
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
Let me see. So where is the this is Creator Clash Fight 9 with Dr. Mike. Alright, I've got this on the screen here. We're gonna
out Yingling Arena in Tampa, Florida.
The what arena? The fuck was the name of the arena?
Yingling Arena.
Sounds kind of racist. Alright, let me see. So, round 1 of 4, it's initially a 3-minute round. Is round 2... How long is round 2?
Going to that right hand, guys, on the button. And you're seeing a different explosiveness so far, right?
Some of his own.
Yes. When you iDubbbz it and he started to come forward. Oh, not a big fan of...
Can I say something to you, Nick?
That's a 3-minute
really
round.
like you.
I don't know. Was it a 4-minute round? What's happening? I know Yingling is a beer. That's a joke. What about round 3? Am I getting like memed right now? Am I in the kill cam?
Trying to get number 3 of the ring. There's the bell. Round number...
Wait, round 3 is a 2-minute round. You're right. Why is round 3 2 minutes?
He was ready for that tap at that time. Quick adjustment, guguys. I think we might have added a 5th round. That's what I think.
Oh my, wait, quick adjustment. They've added a 5th round. So it was supposed to be 4 3-minute rounds, and they have changed the fight mid-fight to 5 2-minute rounds? I guess? What? That's so weird. Check the transcript. No, we found it. We did find it. Mid-fight, they changed it. That's nuts.
Was them regurgitating what I would say. A lot of it, when I would tell them things about boxing.
In our 9th fight of the night, we've decided to do a mid-fight rule change that hasn't been properly, like, conveyed to the audience.
Boxing, they would go repeat those things.
That's rigged? If it is rigged, that's crazy, considering he lost.
I don't know how much of it was, like, them actually believing it. But so for that second event, so I tell him he needs to do 2-a-days. This is, like, 2 weeks before the fight. I'm like, we need to do your 2-a-days. And I said, my brand is at stake. Well, he went and told Anisa that I told him my brand was at stake. So the next day she comes into the gym super mad and she's like, our brand is at stake.
Oh. Bro, oh my god, dude. Our brand is at stake.
we're $500,000 in the hole right now.
Mm.
And we're like,
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that at that time. I think a lot of the fighters would have liked to have.
Yeah, a lot of the fighters would have loved to know that, considering they all sat there and fucking acted like good little dogs when they went out there and pretended that it was all for charity and everything was hunky-dory. Dude, Harley is on Spaces. You have to understand, Harley is calling into Spaces to argue with Keemstar, me, and Sam Hyde about the fucking how much money they're making. Harley's saying we're outselling Creator Clash 1 right now. He's bragging about how good the event is doing. Meanwhile, these guys are panicking like assholes behind the scenes and not giving any information out.
Oreo.
I mean, I
Mr.
find
Oreo.
I find solace in the fact that they were panicking. That makes me happy. I'm glad they were. By the way, thank you guys for hitting the goal. You guys are awesome, per usual.
You could have milked that so much harder. Big content strategy problems here, Nick.
I feel like I've milked this hard
enough.
enough. I gotta be honest with you.
Don't let Aaron's company get lost. They have been involved in every CC. The toxic hemorrhoids left, but the people handling it are the same. Aaron is old enough to find his empathy eyebrows.
Yeah.
I don't think none of them needed to be in the dark about that, you know?
Yes, completely. Well, and that's the thing. They said you guys didn't promote enough, but they weren't honest about the fact that they were spending the money from the ticket sales on the hotel, on flying people in, on all these other things. So it was just like...
So those decisions, the gala decisions were made while in the red.
Yes.
I have a question about that.
No, I don't think that that's true. I think that, like,
Nicholas,
they had to have rented out the hotel way before, right? Like, all of that had to have been done before. They didn't plan the gala the weekend before the fight.
So she was like, we're already down 500,000, and she still had time to cancel stuff when she said that. Like, how before the event was that?
Yeah. I mean, it was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks before the event. I mean, they
Yeah, I don't think the gala was organized 2 weeks before.
They could have made some last minute moves. Yeah.
They knew they were 500K in the hole long before that, right? That's just when they yelled at us about it.
Yeah.
So they could have definitely made moves to reduce spend.
There's probably things they could have done to reduce it, but they chose not to, thinking that the event would make more money on the day and that they might just scrape by and break even. And honestly, with this new information, they were probably relieved. They probably thought, oh, thank God, we managed to make another 250,000 in that last 2 weeks. Otherwise, they would have been in the whole 500,000. So to us, we're looking at this like this is the worst thing ever. This is pathetic. To them, it's like a saving grace that like they could have been 500,000 down. Thankfully for them, they're not.
We wanted that award show so bad the next day. They really, really wanted to have that award show. So
it is very telling that they knew they were down that much, if that's the case. And they did a charity stream to give the money to fucking charity or whatever. But they were still like going to be down 500K, and they were happy to use that 250,000 on the event and not send that part to charity.
She could give out awards. Once again, you had heard like...
I mean, they could have harmed themselves financially 250,000 and sent the whole thing to charity, along with what Ian did on that stream, but they chose not to. They chose to pay off their debt, supposedly.
Ian said he didn't want to have the fight just end and have everybody go home the next day.
He said, I'll quote him because it's very...
Again, though, they're probably contracted to put that money there, so...
Rich. He says that
I thought it was piracy. Yeah, this really fucking flies in the face of piracy. Yeah. Actually, I don't think, going back to what I just said, I don't think that they could have probably taken that 250,000 and donated it directly to charity, because everybody else would have been out. Like, that money did have to go somewhere. It probably had to go to the event, probably had to go to some of the fighters. But yeah, that's again, they had no money to give bonuses either. So I wonder if the fighters had known how deep they were in this, if maybe some of them would have jumped during the Froggy situation.
The first time afterwards, he woke up and everybody was gone, and he found...
Yeah, the pirates are relieved, dude. They blame this whole thing on piracy when it's obvious it was fucked for weeks beforehand.
It's super depressing because he didn't get a chance to process his trauma, which seems a little bit
the guy
hyperbolic,
Keemstar
frankly, if I'm
Orbiter,
being honest.
Nick
I mean, it's like a
Oreo,
self-inflicted
Mr.
charity event. I wouldn't call that exactly I wouldn't put that up with like maybe like fighting in a war. I don't know, but but I guess we all define trauma differently. But so he goes. So in that case, I wanted to throw a party afterwards where we could all talk to each other and process our trauma. And then he says, we lost money, but I don't regret throwing the after party.
That's crazy, dude. That's so insane. It's just so malicious. It's almost fun.
Yeah, he said
I think that was a lot of her words, because like he would say things that she would say, and so for example, he said, "Well, we thought inviting Hassan and all those other people was going to translate to more buys, pay-per-view buys."
And they didn't even promote. They didn't even care.
No, it made no sense to me. I'm like, people don't watch fights because Denzel Washington's in the crowd. They're not like.
And they were probably like, sorry, alpha fucking gym bro, dude. This is the influencer boxing space, not like the ragtag hyper masculine group where you come from. I think we know this a little bit better than you, right? I can smell that's what Anisa was thinking.
Denzel Washington's there. I need to watch the fight.
Right.
Like, it makes no sense. And
You don't understand, silly normie. We actually raised over $1 million for charity last time, so I appreciate your input, but I think we'll go with our own thoughts on this one.
if they would have taught, so a lot of
listen, sweetheart, yeah, like one of those
decisions before the first event, they like spoke with us about, because I know boxing. I've been around boxing my entire life, so I'm like, oh, I could help them with all these other things. And then for the second event,
look for the CC2 gala photos. Oh no, dude. Oh
Nicholas,
no. And it's
goat.
from
Thank you
fucking
for the $5,
it's from
my man.
Getty Images, dude. Oh, who the fuck, dude? Can somebody tell me who here is in the let's see who's in the Epstein files. Holy fuck, dude. Who are these guys? Who are these guys who are staying in the Creator Hotel? Holy shit. What do we got here, dude? Getty Images. What is this? Oh, you could buy this for $375. That's oh wait. Alex Wasabi is not Asian, I don't think. I was totally wrong about that earlier. Jesus. Ian Hexcock from fucking Smosh. You could buy cutouts of these guys. What is this one? Who is this guy? Tampa, Florida, a guest. They just called him a guest. All right, this is Stella Young, Justin Tracy, Aaron Hansen. Okay. Real Good Touring. Oh, did we just put a face to the name Real Good Touring? Holy shit, there's new shit there. Okay. Crank Game Plays Nestor. Ethan Nestor, dude. This is obviously the event that lost money. This is the gala, dude. Wow, what a nice red carpet event. Jacksepticeye, dude. I don't think that's Jacksepticeye. Oh, is that Jacksepticeye? I don't think that's Jacksepticeye. Otherwise, he looks kind of different. That is him? Okay. Hassan Piker and other people, apparently. What do we got here? I don't know who these people are either. Oh, there's Hassan again. Look at him with his iconic jacket. This guy again. Does anyone know who this guy is? This is Peter Parker. It's Peter Parker, dude. Leonhardt. And then Ethan Nestor, dude. Is that Morgue Pie? Did they fly out Morgue Pie? That's Morgue Pie. Her name is A Guest. I think that's Morgue Pie. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, I think that's Morgue Pie. Ian and then Alex Wasabi. Another one, Ian and Alex Wasabi. This is post-beating, it looks like, right? 2 black eyes, dude. Holy shit. Who do we got here? Somebody's parents? Is this doxing? Bo Blacks would say I doxed him just now. A guest? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. It's the same guy from before. I still don't know who that guy is. I don't know who that is. That was Nexpo? Wait, that was Nick Crowley and Nexpo? Oh, dude, friend of the stream. Nick Crowley and Nexpo, dude. There we go. Friend of the stream, dude. Well, to be fair, I haven't met those two in real life, so I wouldn't know what they look like. Who are these people? Nobody? Nobody? This is a guest, yeah. What is this one? Haley Sharp?
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
Dude, Abrelina Sabrina is so fucking funny that she's in this. Because I legitimately don't know a single thing that she does. Is she like a notable content creator at all? Like, what does she do? Or was she? These are prom photos. Yeah, this feels like YouTube high school, right? This is literally just YouTube high school prom. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find where is Froggy Tonic in here? Froggy Tonic showed up looking like a fucking freak. But is that going to be in here? Another Morgue Pie one. How do I get back? I want to find Froggy Tonic in here. 1 of 6. Who is that? Who the fuck is that guy? DJ Welsh? Okay. Fuck, I feel like I know that guy too. Oh man, I wish I knew that was. First pick, that's Augie's boyfriend? Wait, Connor? Connor's in here? Ah! Ah! Jump scare! Jump scare! Ah! Ah! What the fuck, dude? No! $375? Bro, I'll pay you to never fucking show me that again. Holy shit. Actually, we did skip all the pictures of Denims too. Wasn't Denims down here, dude? There's Denims and Abrelina Sabrina. Anybody else? No, she only took a picture with her. Fuck, who else is in here? Ah, Frogan. Frogan has no friends on here. Took no pictures. Crazy. What the fuck, dude? Where's Frogan's picture with Hassan? Wasn't that taken here? What the fuck is that outfit? What is this? What? Okay, that's interesting. What is happening in this picture? How am I low IQ?
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5.
What am I missing? Froggy is top left? Who is top left? Froggy's up here. This is Froggy Tonic? Froggy looks kind of normal. Okay. That's Froggy Tonic? Alright, well. Shit, dude. Page 2? Last page 2? Oh shit, in case he saw any Jews. He's in full military garb, dude, just in case any Jews showed up. What the fuck is that? Okay. Jesus. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I'm still on this one though. What the fuck is this outfit? What is happening in some of these pictures, dude? I don't know what's going on. Holy shit, dude. Okay. Dude, this is great. I did not know about this. What the fuck? Hey, it's AB, dude.
Tweet on
dude, AB's just kind of there, just like a passenger for all this. Holy shit, dude. There's AB. What the fuck, bro? I think Bo Blacks went. Did Bo Blacks get invited to this gala? Are we gonna see Joshy in here? Or Josie? Is Bo Blacks gonna be in this thing? I'm not seeing any Joshy. This guy looks like he's like from a movie. No Bo Blacks, unfortunately. Guess I didn't get invited. Holy shit, dude. Wait, is that Bo Blacks? Nope, that's not Bo Blacks. That's Jacksepticeye. My bad. The beard is too well kempt to be Bo Blacks, you know? I saw the facial hair and I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like a disaster. It can't be Josh. Holy shit, dude. All right, let's get back to this.
I felt like they wanted to make it much more like their own version.
Wait,
of a
scroll up.
TwitchCon,
Why?
Their own
Wait, why? Ah! Dude, we just sat there.
Nicholas,
fuck
the goat.
Why? Why did I fucking look for this
man.
picture if it just showed up anyway?
Of a VidCon.
That's what he said, yeah.
She said that she wanted to be like a VidCon. And we are new to the YouTube world. Like, we never been to a VidCon. And she's like, you guys haven't been before, but it's super cool where all these famous YouTubers come and everybody gets to vibe out. And so I was just like, is it like Comic-Con?
Yeah, he was really mad the first year that like because she would always talk about a certain group of people. It was like somebody named Pokimane and all these other people.
Dude, just to normal people, this is what it sounds like. Oh my god.
And she would always talk about how she wants like them to be there and she wants to be a part of their group. So a lot.
Oh no, dude. Oh god. And it really fucking makes this so much more reasonable that it could be true, because he literally had boxing training with her for an extended period of time that stuff like this could have come up. Like, dude, she's just sitting there bragging about social climbing, allegedly, trying to get in with all these groups to use her event to leverage this social status. It is so fucking... This is so damning if it turns out that this stuff is accurate.
A lot of it, and then so that's why, like, and then the first year was like during that girl's birthday party. So
no, sorry. Knowing that detail, it breaks my heart that she had to settle for denims.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't really know these people, but yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, the only people I really know in the YouTube world is you guys, because you guys were so nice to us. Like, we got more clout from being on your show than we ever did from working with Ian, because he would never show any of the work.
Well, technically they're the same people, because clearly the H3 audience paid for a lot of those tickets. Let's be honest here. Thank you guys for hitting the goal, by the way. You guys have earned another goal. Just remember, none of it goes to charity. All that goes to me.
Yeah. He would never... Yeah,
Nicholas,
and then everybody else, it drove
goat.
me crazy. Like,
Thank you for
AB
the
would shout out his
$5,
coach, Wale, Lucky Boy, yeah, and then
AB was AB was all about it, man, and you know, the coaches deserve a lot of
Nicholas.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Credit for what you guys, especially you guys who were involved with the freaking event, the management of the whole event, you know.
Right. Yeah. Mike Leonardi even said after the second event ended, when it was just him and I talking, and Mike Leonardi was like, "Man, these events wouldn't even happen without you." Yeah. And I'm like, "Yeah, because he knows."
All right, my whole chat is demanding that we go look at a picture of Jake Doolittle. I don't think this is... Guys, we have a lot of stream to do tonight. Do we really have to go back to page 6 to look at a fucking picture of Jake Doolittle? All right.
Nicholas,
give the people what they want.
Thank you for the $5, my man.
Page fucking 6. We're gonna give you the Jake Doolittle special. Do more, do little, do less. Where the fuck is he? Never stop stopping. Jake Doolittle sitting here contributing more to charity by being in this picture than ever before. Where the fuck is Jake Doolittle? Apparently he's in here somewhere. I'm not seeing him. Page 6, Jake Doolittle. Is this... Oh, there he is. There he goes. Jake Doolittle. Iconic, very iconic Jake Doolittle. In his finest garb. There he is, full screening him. Jake Doolittle, folks. This is what the people wanted. The people have spoken, and they wanted Jake Doolittle. Okay? Now can we get back to the stuff?
The drama that I have to deal with training Ian and how hard it was to get him to train.
Yeah.
And so, because I think he knew Mike knew that I think Ian didn't like boxing either.
Everybody
just by the
knew.
way, like he would interact with boxing.
So this guy Mike, you mentioned him to me. I wasn't sure. He's the fight promoter.
So he was.
I'm just picturing every time he mentions Mike, it's like Mike Ehrmantraut. It's like, Ian, put your dick away, Ian.
That he's actually so
the iconic quote from fucking Mike Ehrmantraut.
He was the manager that they got in touch with. So what happened to, man, the story of this
I'm not having sex with you right now, Ian.
Event was amazing. Like Ian had to reach out to all these people and they were weird. And then he reached out to Manny Pacquiao and Manny Pacquiao hooked him up with a guy. And then that guy ends up putting him on a phone call. And that's how they met Mike Leonardi. And so Mike was a
Nicholas! The GOAT.
And like Manny Pacquiao, very big boxer, right? Like this is a big opportunity for him to get.
You're in Vegas, and he knows promoters.
Walter, we're taking 34% of the charity money, Walter.
And he knows how to promote. He knows how to promote boxing events. And so the actual promoter was a guy named Ryan Rickey, who's like friends with Coach Thompson, Jesse Thompson, and this guy, Coach Rick.
That's Harley's coach.
Yeah, Jesse Thompson's Harley's coach. So anyways, he hooks us up with all these guys.
Keffels appreciated the shout out.
If Ian didn't text this dude about going on H3 podcast, I would have been more skeptic of this coach's stories.
In Florida.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, you could come on here and say, oh, this probably has nothing to do with reality. Why the fuck would Ian immediately... Well, actually, here's another thing, though. Even if you're skeptical for that reason, we could doubt the fucking message, too. The message could be planted as well. You haven't considered that.
And that's how we were
But yeah, it does add to the credibility that Ian definitely wanted to
I
get out of that
recommend
if that
watching
message is
Nicholas
real.
DeOrio's latest video.
able to throw the event. But it was like the craziest set of circumstances for us to end up where we ended up. So I wish Ian would have told the story. He should have been proud of the story.
Right.
I had a quick question. Sorry.
Maybe Ian was ashamed after he got the shit beaten out of him that he couldn't post a documentary where it's like, my trainer is getting me in a fucking shape to box, right? And then I lost. Like, it's not really a good documentary. I worked my ass off, maybe didn't, but who cares? We'll fudge it that way. It'll look that way in the documentary. But after all the efforts we did, it culminated into me getting my fucking ass beaten live on fucking video in front of, like, millions of people who pirated the event. Arrgh! The penis pill pirates stole me booty.
You want to go or should I go?
Oh, I was going to say...
do we think they're going to retaliate and slander these people? I mean, I could definitely see them. They're going to say something, surely.
Sorry, I'm being silly. Go ahead.
Roll it.
Oh, Hila had a funny comment. She said, Hila donated. I hate when she does that. Why is she giving money to Google? That's our money. Anyway, she said, too much dumping in here. You guys, stop. This is not what podcasting is.
I know. I was afraid this was going to be an emotional dumping ground.
This is
and I
not
was
what
like, oh, I hope it
podcasts
doesn't
are.
sound like
Anyway, sorry, Harley, go ahead.
I was going to ask because just your opinion. Do you think that they were intentionally misleading with any of this, or just sloppy in their execution and communication?
We're entering the point where it's so fucking ridiculous, just the concept of what's happened here, that you start to doubt: is this malicious? Is this fucking intentional?
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the.
And at what point
$5,
does that
man.
stop mattering? At what point is this so ridiculous that, like, malice isn't even really the issue anymore? It's just like, this is so fucking bad. It doesn't really matter what you meant to do. This is the reality of where we're at.
just sloppy. I think it was just sloppy. Like, that's the thing. Like, I still freaking, I always had the best. You want to be around people that want the best for you. And I always wanted the best for Ian. And so I always felt like, man, like, we're going to break through. We're going to have this moment where we break through and things are going to be good. But then they never were. So in my mind.
Yeah, it's like he's got to break through his limits or whatever and then become the fighter that everyone knew he could be. And then he just doesn't become that fighter, so there's no reason to film a documentary about it. It's like if Rocky trained all the way and got the shit beaten out of him by Apollo Creed, bitch, there's no sequel to that movie. There would be no sequel to Rocky if Apollo Creed beat the ever-loving shit out of him in the climax of the film.
I think they just got sloppy. I think they thought in the second event they were going to do millions of dollars.
That's what happened in Rocky? Oh, fuck, dude. I totally forgot what happened in Rocky. Is that really what happened? He got the shit beaten out of him in the final? No, but he won the fight. He got the shit beaten out of him, but he won the fight. That's the way the movie ends, right? He literally tanked a documentary. Yeah. No, you guys are gaslighting me. Rocky did win the fight. He came back. Yeah, he took a fucking bunch of punches, but he won the fight.
In pay-per-view sales.
Rocky
and so I think
loses?
that's why they.
He lost the first fight, yeah. I'm talking about the climax of the movie. At the end of the movie, Rocky wins, right? Not in the first one? Rocky didn't win till the second. Are you serious, dude? No way. Are you actually fucking serious right now? Rocky movie ending. Rocky Balboa movie ending. All right, well then Ian has no excuse. If that's the case, then he could have made the documentary. Dude, wait, is that actually a fucking thing? Was it a moral victory that I'm remembering? Accolades. What happened in the plot? The fight is extremely well received by the sportscasters in the audience. Rocky calls out repeatedly for Adrian, who runs down to help her get into the ring. Rocky, apparently, his unlimited ability to absorb punches and his dodge refusal to go down as the final.
Keffel's tweet.
There will be
Nicholas
no rematch.
DeOrio.
Wait,
Keffel's
what?
appreciated the shout out.
But who wins? So he loses
What's
the
the
fight.
name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
Who wins?
Jesus, Nick, did you not watch Rocky 1?
Dude, I haven't seen this in fucking years. Despite Apollo Creed retaining his title, his victory over Balboa remained a black mark on his record. Holy shit, dude. This is so embarrassing. That's so funny. That's so fucking funny, dude. Okay, so Ian could have made the documentary. I'm wrong. He literally could have made himself Rocky, where he just gets the shit beaten out of him and still loses the fight.
Went so far in the hole because they just assumed they were going to get these huge pay-per-view sales.
Just to be clear, Ila's joking. I don't know if you guys know that. The dumping thing is a joke about something.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to give him an out. It turns out there's no excuse. He could have did it.
He said, okay. I didn't want you
Again, though, but these guys don't have any mind for cinematic masterpieces. The event lost money, right? Wouldn't you think that Creator Clash 3 wouldn't be influencers will pay or whatever? It'd be labeled as a redemption. Like, hey, we lost this round, but it's not over yet. Get ready for the next one. In this one, Ian is going to fight like a jobber and then win his fight, and the event's going to donate money to charity, and everyone will clap. That's how I would have branded Creator Clash 3. I don't know what they're doing.
Nicholas!
If I was the company assigned with this, I'd be like, no, Ian, if you're associated, you're fucking fighting, you're fucking training, we'll bring in some guy to get the shit beaten out of him, and you are winning your fight. That's the marketing material here.
The GOAT. Thank you for the $5.
That's what we're doing. We're marketing this as like the redemption of iDubbbz. And that would have sold well, I think. I legitimately think that would have sold better if they did it like, this is the redemption for iDubbbz, this is the redemption for charity, this is the redemption for our failed event. We're going to go in, we're going to do it right this year, and then we're going to make ourselves kind of have like a fucking, you know, one of those moments.
Is to think that I was...
There was no Rocky 2 moment. Yeah, that we're coming full... Dude, we will have a Rocky 2 moment. He wins in that one, right? Yeah, there we go. That's better.
You guys dump away, please. We're here to dump. Yeah. You mentioned something. So this guy Michael, Mike.
Dude, yeah, when Ian fucking screaming as CTE steps in and he's like, Anisa! Anisa!
So he left Creator Clash and went and started working for Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And he scheduled the Jake Paul event.
Oh, wow.
For the same day.
Yes.
Ian's old guy. He did, and he had to do that on purpose, right?
I think he still owns Creator Clash. That guy. I think he's still part of it.
Well, I don't.
It's just when you have like a Jake Paul, you can.
Wait, imagine Ian loses the fight, but he's so fucking concussed and brain damaged. He's just sitting there screaming in the ring, Anisa, I did it, baby! I won for you!
Like, that's your thing. That's going to take priority over everything.
Like, we all just see it set in real time, dude. It's like, no, dude, you lost every round. It was like I don't know, is it the same as UFC? It's like, no, dude, every round was a 10-8. What are you talking about?
Sure, like the event is 100 times bigger than Creator Clash at its best.
And everyone's just kind of sad watching it happen. He's like, I don't get it, dude. Why is that?
But I think he's still involved with Creator Clash.
So, but then why would he do it on the same day if it wasn't meant as shade?
Dude, the fight ends and they're like, guys, you've got to let it go. And then you turn around and you're like, what? And then all of a sudden your computer is black, like your screen is just black. And then someone whispers in your ear, iDubbbz has been dead for the last 10 years. You need to let him go. And then you just wake up in a cold sweat in your room at 3 o'clock in the morning, confused as to who iDubbbz ever was. Wake up, Ian. Wake up.
Day.
It's crazy.
It's so crazy to me. When we saw that,
yeah.
I was like, because we already knew it was the same night as it. So first of all, Ian never even reached out to me at all for Creator Clash 3. That's one of the big things I want from this is to like, because what happens when Ian messes with you or messes with these other people, a lot of it comes back onto me and either my YouTube channel or my Instagram, where people start putting a bunch of comments on my
guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick DeOrio.
Thank you.
Mr. Oreo.
It's probably happening to Harley. It happens to everybody that's related to it, right?
Well, like what? What did they say?
They say fraud coach.
They're shit. What?
Yeah, talk about the sparring videos. People want to see sparring videos, but Ian never put out any of my filming, so people think that Michael didn't have the sparring practice.
Yeah, it's like, why do you think they didn't put out any of the sparring footage? Because it looks horrible. It looks like he's not even trying, I imagine.
People in the comments, they'll say, oh my gosh, you never had him spar. That's why I lost the fight. Oh, you didn't have him do this. That's why I lost the fight. And I'm like, if he would have released the footage, they would say we did all of those things. But now I have to try to stick up for myself and have my YouTube be an emotional dumping ground in my comment section.
Yeah.
To try to protect myself. Or my brand. And so it was just crazy to me because
horrible.
Sorry about that, guys. Ian, now is not your time. We'll have time for you. Sorry about that. He's intolerable. Hila is loving this, by the way. She just gifted 20 members.
Dude, Hila's literally spending their money on gifted memberships for their channel. It's insane.
Yeah, I'm loving this. So, Ian almost has this superpower. Maybe it's Anisa together, but they say great leaders inspire loyalty. It seems that everybody in his life, he's forced to be disloyal. He has like negative leadership. What do you call that? What is negative leadership?
Cocked, probably. Cocked is probably that's probably a good describer.
Abuse.
Ooh.
Abuse?
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes.
So you think it's so...
Guys, we gotta figure out where are we gonna scale this on the funny meter.
So I guess quantify that. Did you feel like abuse? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, the reason why I say it's abusive is because, like, for example, the bonus, right? They mentioned it to me, Michael, that they're going to give a bonus after CC1. And then after the event was so great, they just went rogue on us, you know? It's interesting because we invite them to our house for Thanksgiving. We're so nice to them.
Oh my dude, you come to their fucking, actually, do they attend the Thanksgiving thing? I doubt it. I doubt they attended it.
We open up our lives to them. They've met my kids, like our kids, you know, and everything. But then once the work is done and they don't need us, they kind of just put us at bay and they make it uncomfortable for us to reach out to them. Or if we reach out to them, they don't respond. So treating us like we're not really in their inner circle, which makes no sense because we work.
You're literally like their trainer and their fucking photographer for the event. Like if there's a definition of inner circle, it would be that. Yeah.
With them for CC1, CC2. Michael and I have traveled with them to LA, Vegas, Florida. Keep in mind that when we were in Florida with them, we were with them for 2 to 3 weeks at period.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
If they just ran a failed charity, no one would be upset. In fact, most would be understandably sympathetic. It's their malicious attacks online and IRL while taking money from the donors and fighters.
Yeah, it's contributing.
Time, that's a long time to be with someone. You learn so much about the person. And then you start to realize
it's a tight inner circle, unlike with Denims. No, Denims is in the tight inner circle. That's a friend. Ethan Klein, that's an acquaintance. That's like, you know, a light to decent friend at best, maybe. Denims, that's that's somebody you'd die for, you know?
Everything that, I mean, I don't want to say, you know, their enemy's name. What's his name? Sam. Like, I don't want to say he's right, but when we saw that video drop, I was
he's
like,
right.
oh my God.
You could say it.
I was like,
the one where he's like,
that?
well, hold on. So there's a video of Sam Hyde and he goes, she's going to ruin his life. Mark my words. I guarantee it. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, Anisa was the one that showed it to us because we didn't know nothing.
Dude, Anisa is like hyper obsessed with that kind of shit too. She fucking called out and she like put so much eyes on what's his name? Fuck, dude. I'm totally fucking Red Bar. Like Red Bar annihilated her in a stream and just embarrassed her or something. And then she showed her whole audience who Red Bar was to try to get a jab back. Meanwhile, so she's sitting in private showing people videos of Sam Hyde owning her. Like, look at this video where Sam Hyde makes me look like a fucking loser.
What was funny too is like,
I mean, I was just thinking about that on the way to work because I saw that clip too.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
Thank you.
It's like, damn, like Sam fucking, he was right.
Yeah.
Well, so what's crazy to me is like, so for example, when Ian did your show for Creator Clash 2, he would never say my name. He would always just go Ian's coach or my coach. And then AB was the one that actually had to say my name. AB was like, oh, you mean Michael? And then I was like, thank you, AB.
What the fuck? Dude, this is like, why are you embarrassed of your coach? Why even stick with him then?
Appreciate you. But so, and then same thing when he did the other podcast, he said, oh, my coach is he's really tough. He has toxic masculine qualities.
Oh my, dude, come on.
Wait, when did he
I promise I didn't hear that beforehand. That's funny.
say that?
He said that when he was talking to
Stop.
We did the podcast
with the Smosh guy.
Yeah.
So he did that and he
You
said,
know what?
oh my.
He's lost his mind. I'm sorry, but if anybody deserves to have toxic masculine traits, it's your boxing coach, okay? Get in line, bitch. You know what I mean? Go fucking wake up and run. Think about, you remember Mike Tyson's coach, this like grumpy, insane old man? Like, this is who you want to fucking coach you, dude. What are you talking about?
I didn't see the podcast you're talking about, but yeah, I know when I was training.
Dude, you're not fucking, you're going to war. That's what you're doing. When you're boxing, you're going to war. Yeah, you want somebody who's going to take you there and show you how to win. That's... Dude, he's too toxically masculine for us. It really doesn't jive with our personalities.
With Michael, I felt so loving compared to when I was fighting with Wally.
It sounds like
Wally used to
Wally.
tell me, you could punch me in my sleep.
Like, you're getting the shit beaten out of you, right? You need somebody who can help you with that. Help you manage that. Help you with your help you be able to last longer, dude. Last longer. That way your wife doesn't have to always be in the upright position.
I won't.
Sorry, I'm trying not to make these jokes, but Anisa tweeted out that the only way she gets off is by being on top and grinding. And unfortunately, this is information I now know, against my will, of course. It's not like I'm researching these things, but a tweet from Anisa Joma saying the only way that she can orgasm is by, like, grinding on top of him does exist. That's something that she's, like, willingly telling people. Wait, what? You guys didn't know about this? You didn't see, like, the one tweet from the Annie J account that my alt account keeps posting? Wait, did you? Is this, like, new for you? Where is this? I saw this recently. I figured everyone had known about this. I don't know why she just, like, gives so much information about her sex life to the internet. It's just, like, actually shocking to me. It's like, why do you think people don't like her? Look at this. I can't have vaginal orgasms. Any other vagina owners have this problem. I have to be on top grinding for it, me personally. So that's cool. That's a tweet from the Annie J account. Yeah.
Blink. Yeah.
I feel like
that's the thing, right? I had to.
You know, when I see a public tweet like that, I guess it's on a private account, but it's a public tweet, right? I feel like I've broken into somebody's house and I've read their diary, but this is just stuff people put online. I think that, like, make America have shame again needs to be the motto. I mean, there's some stuff that you should just not say out loud about your partner's fucking, about your sex life with your partner, and just volunteer this information publicly. Unless Ian pops a fucking rage boner every time he gets insulted this way publicly, and it's like his personal fetish, in which case that's disgusting. But I don't understand why they deface themselves like this publicly every opportunity.
I actually had to learn how to talk to Ian from training, because during one of the sessions when he wasn't supposed to spar, but then he ended up going to spar Alex Stearns one day.
Oh, I want to ask you about that.
Oh, yeah, it was hilarious. It was funny to me because we weren't supposed to spar that day. Actually,
you have to start asking, like, is this stuff a fetish? Is he getting off on this? Because it is so pathetic that I really can't justify any other reason why he does this.
It was the morning that he released the Sam Hyde documentary.
Yeah.
So I had.
Wait, what?
We weren't supposed to spar that day. Actually, it was the morning that he released the Sam Hyde documentary.
Yeah.
So I had no idea he had so much going on, because I didn't even know what the documentary was.
We didn't know who anybody was.
Anybody. I just want to control. I want to focus on the fight, right? So he releases the documentary, but we're in LA. We're visiting gyms, and we're supposed to watch.
For your podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was for that. But we wanted to watch Alex Stearns train. So we go to Alex Stearns' gym.
Tweet.
So wait, hey, I'm gonna take you to a boxer, and you're gonna learn some things from him, right? And he's like, I'm sorry. Dude, Sam Hyde has, like, fucking ultimate rape reviewed my mind right now. I can't be there for you.
And the coach of the head guy of the gym, the owner, says that he doesn't believe women should fight. So Anisa gets really upset and decides she wants to. The owner of the gym said that.
The owner
Okay.
So Anisa got so offended that she said,
Nicholas!
Oh my god,
the GOAT.
dude.
Thank you for the $5, my man.
Anisa's hair wasn't cut by a barber or a fucking... It just formed into the Karen aesthetic. Like, she woke up one day and then, like, it was chosen upon her to be the Karen hairstyle.
he needs to spar now today. And we're like, what? And then so,
and
I'm like,
man, to get slaughtered by Alex Ernst, who's like some kind of like boxing savant or something. He fucking annihilated him, dude.
Wait, is that what happened? My husband needs to fucking spar this guy?
So what happened was, it was funny because Alex has really thick glasses. So he took his glasses off and he can't see anything. So he just starts swinging haymakers.
Oh, he couldn't even see.
Oh, no.
So they were supposed to just watch? I thought he was going to be like, oh, I'm so sad I can't fight today. Or I can't train today. No. he fought like somebody who knows what they're doing and just got the shit beaten out of him.
But Ian like froze.
Oh
And
wait,
so-
and also before the filming, so before they did the sparring, Anisa and Ian runs up to me and they're like, Kate, make sure you film this because we want to put on our YouTube channel how
In the
does
documentary.
in the documentary, how does 3 week of training look like and 3 months of training look like? Because Ian at that time had been training for 3 months with us. And so I filmed
And
it.
Alex 3 weeks. He had just
Afterwards.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing was, skill-wise, Ian was much better. Ian wasn't just used to somebody throwing haymakers. And so Alex comes out and just starts hitting him with haymakers. And the first 2 rounds, I was talking to him very softly. I was like, Ian, are you okay? Can you throw punches?
Dude, when you go to your corner and the first words are you okay? Can you still punch him? Like, is that something that you're still capable of? Because we can stop this fight immediately.
If you can't throw punches, I'm going to scrap this sparring.
Dude, if you can't throw punches, I'm going to stop the fight. Oh my God, dude. Oh no.
Because you're not throwing any punches. And then he's like, no, I'm fine. And then 2 rounds later, then I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? And then he went on the Smosh show and he was like, yeah, it's bad enough when you get beat up and your coach is yelling at
Shut
you too.
up, dude.
Oh my God, please tell me this. Do you have a clip of that?
Swear, yeah.
Dude, listen
so-
to the audio of any corner. That's how the corner's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
Throw a punch, man.
Yes.
Oh, here.
He's such a weak, pathetic human being. It is just... Ian is not a respectable person. He is not someone you should strive to be. He is a pathetic wretch.
Actually,
an embarrassment, a walking embarrassment.
I have the reference here. Let's watch it.
Alex is a freak of nature. I got
He's a Discord moderator's ideal persona. You know? Like, that's what the Discord moderator would strive to be. An Ian Jomha. It's the final form of the Reddit moderator.
Along the way. I remember watching that, and everyone was like, "What was that?" Because he kind of, it seemed everybody could tell he got pretty rattled by that fight.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You did
Ian's
you
a
say-
huge loser. Like, I'm sorry. Usually just calling someone a loser is just not good enough when explaining stuff here. But I think that, like, just by definition, Ian is a huge fucking loser. Like, an absolute massive fucking loser.
And do you know what else is massive?
And I'm gonna. Did you say he cried?
Dude, that could be a fucking donation sound too. Did you say he cried?
Oh, we
yeah.
had to have a meeting.
Yeah,
We had to we had to have a meeting. He cried. No.
Did you say he cried?
Oh, we
yeah.
had to have a meeting.
Yeah. So after that, so he was crying at the gym afterwards, and I said, and once again, I hate to hate on
Fucking soundbite, bro.
him for that because it's very emotional.
Yeah,
when
for
you-
sure.
in some hard sparring, right?
Yeah.
So but then what happened afterwards was horrible because then we went back to the hotel and then they were eating at Denny's and they said we need to have a meeting. So I have to go to Denny's and they pretty much then talked about how they were going to have to fire me because I reminded Ian of his father.
What? 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 I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. What do you mean? Oh, this is not real. This is a fucking joke. There's no way. I'm being punked right now. It's a fucking setup. There's cameras in the room.
Pretty much.
She's filming us right now. There's no way.
Then talked about how they were going to have to fire me.
This is just too good, dude. This. If 1% of this stuff is real, it's career ending.
Because I reminded Ian of his father when his father would yell at him as a kid. And so I had to relearn how to talk.
So what you're saying is that he wasn't crying because of the beating. He was gonna fire his coach because when he yelled at him, it like gave Ian PTSD flashbacks to his dad screaming at him when he was a child. And then immediately after, they were like, "We're going to have to fire you because you're too Ian's dad-like." This is like a wildly unserious person. Like, I don't know how this person is still alive, to be honest. I don't know how they're a person. Ian is like a snail. It's just like I don't know, he's like a little fucking slithering snail, dude, sliding across the fucking floor.
What's the name of the guy?
And at the time, I didn't even mind because I'm like, as a coach, I need to
Mr.
learn how to talk.
Dude, you're
Anisa
boxing
treated
coach.
Ian like a Pokemon LMAO.
I don't know. Like, how do these people wake up in the morning?
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
Like these two are giving no quarter on this. I love it so much.
They have to go through like an Olympic level fucking brain process just to get out of bed. It's crazy.
To different fighters anyways. Like communication is the most important thing. One of the most important things as a coach. So
Yeah.
I was trying to turn it into a positive, but it definitely
Try to turn it into a positive.
he almost
Bro,
got
your
fired.
dude, oh, your dad? I didn't know you had some trauma there. But listen, you could take that energy towards me and you could use it on the fighters, you know? You could turn it around and be like, and you could process that trauma through your fists, and they're like, that's
Nicholas.
And he's like, that's not healthy. That's not healthy. I went to Dr. Lipschitz. Dr. Lipschitz says that you're supposed to talk about this stuff.
Fired at Denny's.
Yeah, exactly. After that sparring session, but
I
not
almost
only
farted
that,
at Denny's.
Yeah, Michael and I rewatched the sparring, right, with him and Alex Ernst, and you could clearly hear that Anisa was screaming louder than Michael.
Yeah.
Do you think that Ian was crying because he saw his dad inside of his coach, or do you think he was crying because he got punched so hard in the face that he shit his pants? I feel like that might be another one. Fucking Mr. Ethan Klein over here tried to correct me on a stream saying that it's just like, you know, like little farts with poo in it. He's not actually shitting, dude. I guarantee that iDubbbz has had a log slide down his fucking skinny jeans, all right? I don't have any evidence to support this, but I want to believe that it's accurate, so I'm going to just say it. I think that he had fucking shit slide down his skinny jeans personally. That's my opinion based off all the knowledge.
Yeah, so he was literally yelling at him worse than I was. But I was like, but apparently I was the one that I yelled at him and he froze.
It triggered him, and he thought of his
Dude, the poop particles. They're like Pim particles, but they're full of shit, dude.
Yeah, that's what she said.
So we'd have to deal with things like that all the time, where it was like he wasn't even supposed to spar
What is
that
Bunty
day.
King to you?
Like I'm like, what the hell
He
is
didn't
going
have a
on?
mouthpiece.
He didn't. Yeah.
He didn't have a mouthpiece, so they had to buy a $20 mouthpiece from the gym and put it in the microwave. It didn't even fit. It was ridiculous.
Oh my god!
When you plan to spar like that, you want to prep. You don't want to just go into.
You don't want to be like, hey, I'm going to spar today. Oh, the sparring didn't go well. I'm firing my coach.
You want to be like, ask AB. You want to be mentally prepared for a sparring.
Dude, he's got the fucking the Ian sharticles, dude. It's so, dude, Ian, are your pants full of sharticles again?
Okay.
Dude, Ian's sharticle filled shorts, dude.
Because it's yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, my first sparring day, like it was so fucking bad. Like when I left and I came back, Wally started jumping all around the gym. He's like, I never thought I'd see you again. He goes, okay, the fact that you came back, he's like, now I'm in.
Holy shit.
But
And
yeah,
by-
it was scary. I was supposed to spar Alex Ernst, actually, because me and Alex would
Thank
talk
God.
all
Oh
the
my
time.
God, bro.
And I heard about this encounter, and I told Alex after that, I'm like, fuck that. I'm good.
Alex had a really good coach. Alex actually found a coach that like coached world champion boxers. I have no idea how he found the guy. The guy showed up the day of the event, like a couple hours before the event, and then he left right after the event. So he didn't stay for anything, Alex's coach.
Oh my god!
But he was a really good coach.
So he wasn't prepared to spar, and then Anisa put him up to it because she heard the owner of the gym is
Told her correctly.
the owner of the gym who's not related to the fight really. He wasn't there. He didn't care. It was just some comment. So she had to prove something to the owner to have him beat up Alex, who
Nicholas,
Wait, what?
The goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
doesn't have anything to do with him. They have a weird thing. They do this where they go, "Oh, really? If you think I'm an asshole, then you should hear about this. What this kid did, totally unrelated to me at this shooting range. You should hear what the owner of this building said." Who? It's like, what are you talking about? What's that got to do?
It's like there was a person tangentially around you, and he was way worse than me, so you can't criticize me for anything.
Do with anything.
Yeah, it's like another rice gum situation where someone's beefing, and Anissa's like, Ian, you better.
Okay, so again, I'm not trying to cast doubt in any story here, but it seems like these guys are serious normies. Why would she know what a rice gum situation is?
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
That's a little of an old school reference.
Go throw a fight now and beat him up and be a boxer.
Yeah, that was actually how the whole situation started, was because Rice Gum had text in.
Oh, okay, no. The fight was initially supposed to be Rice Gum, so they were initially training to fight Rice Gum, most likely. So that might be recent enough. Like, We have to remember how far back Creator Clash 1 is. That actually does kind of add up.
He said. And he said, tell your husband to fight me or tell your man to fight me or something like that. And that's how they ended up hiring me because I was supposed to train
Well, I'm glad I figured that out now.
to fight Rice Gum. So I was like, all right, I'm going to have two totally inexperienced people fight on some event. I had no idea what was going on.
Right. This is a lot.
It is a lot.
The sparring thing is next level because sparring at our level, people don't spar in their first year of boxing necessarily.
Right.
And it
Yeah,
is
but everyone
really
here has
mentally
to.
and physically taxing. And if someone did boxing for 2 months and then sparred and then quit, I would understand that. And there's no way my coach would have ever, like, anyone could have been like, oh yeah, he's gonna go do this or that if I wasn't mentally prepared for it. So the pressure aspect,
And it's like twofold because he's literally having a horrible day. Like this Sam Hyde shit is happening. It's literally the worst day that he could do this training. It could not possibly be worse. It could not be more over.
really interesting because I don't understand ultimately what was the point of that. It's just gonna set things back, you know.
Yeah. And that's why, like, I would always try to have Ian do very controlled sparring until like towards kind of more towards the last 8-10 weeks of camp, and then we would really pick it up. For the second fight, he sparred hard. He was literally stopping people in sparring.
Yeah.
Even for the first fight, he actually had stopped Nathan Barnett with a body shot. He stopped Alex Idita with a body shot. So
really, that's actually super interesting to me. So he actually, like, because I can't even conceptualize Ian winning a fight. Like in my head, if you told me to picture it, I wouldn't be able to do it. That's crazy.
he was actually in
I
sparring.
recommend
Like
watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest
So
video.
then what happened?
once he
iDubbbz
got a
is
little.
Boogie 2988, but replace the eating disorder with a humiliation fetish.
I feel like that's already Bo Black's. Boogie 2988, but instead of eating, a humiliation fetish. I think that's kind of Josh.
Bit better. He was doing pretty damn well. But I agree, like, you shouldn't be putting people in.
You know, like most people in boxing, they leave it out there, right? They leave it all on the canvas. Ian, on the other hand, leaves it all in his pants. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to hit play, or we're never getting through this.
Early until they actually know not only how to throw punches and defend themselves, but also counter after somebody hits them. Because a lot of times they might know how to throw punches or even
I
defend, but then they
recommend
get hit
watching
and they
Nicholas
freeze. Or they just don't know what-
latest video.
Yeah, dude, rip Young Crip, bro. Rip Young Crip. Holy shit.
Right. So you were trying to dissuade. Did you try to dissuade him? Like, dude, you're not ready. This is a
I was
bad
like,
idea.
we don't have a mouthpiece. We don't have headgear. We don't have the right gloves.
Yeah.
I was totally trying to dissuade. I was like,
It's like, bro, you're on a borderline mental breakdown. Your wife is demanding that I have you spar. You have no helmet. You have no gloves. You have no fucking mouth guard. We'd have to cook one for you and put it in and mold it to your mouth right now. And it won't fit correctly because it's not your fucking mouth guard. And then this guy's going to beat the shit out of you. Why do you want to do this right now?
you're not ready for
You
this.
should listen to your coach, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard because like Ian, you could tell in his eyes he could not say no to Anisa.
Yeah.
So what is he gonna do? He's
Oh my god, dude.
gonna
Oh
just suck it
no.
up, go get that $20.
Dude, they just set this guy's relationship back like fucking 15 years, dude. Dude, we're back on like day one of the Anisa hate train now because of this fucking. Oh my god.
Mouthpiece right there, put in the microwave and put it in his mouth. That's what he did.
Yeah. But and then that was
That
such
sounds a
traumatic-
lot like the sexual stuff he enjoys.
Oh my god, bro.
I made that. I don't know why. You know what? I apologize, guys. There was a moment about putting something in the mouth.
Well,
and-
I always kind of pegged Ian as being someone who's got a humiliation fetish, and apparently Anisa did too, and he wasn't really down with that.
I thought, well, that's probably because of cuck thing. I just tried to, I apologize for that, everybody.
Once again, like I mean, I always want the best for Ian, so I was always just a lot of these things were just very disappointing, especially when he came out and said he was never going to release a documentary. I was just like, what do you
dude, he went in a video, he was like, I was never gonna put out a fucking documentary, dude. That shit was just boring ass sparring footage. Anyway, meet the people who brought you that boring ass sparring footage that was never gonna be a documentary.
talking about?
That was hurtful.
We have hours of footage, and I could see why they didn't want to make a documentary on the second one, because they didn't want to show how Anisa helped promote this whole event and it lost $250,000.
Yeah.
So That made sense.
No, I've heard Anisa.
Dude, could you imagine that you set out to make a documentary and you become the villain of your own story and then publish it anyway? Well, the thing is, though, I also think that Anisa would still publish it because she's such a delusional, psychotic bitch that she would think she looks good in it, right? There'd be a spin on it, how Anisa was really the hero of the event that lost money. 100%.
A lot.
I think that she's so ego-driven that she'd actually publish it thinking it made her look good.
On the show and other places, and Ian was backing her up. She's like, she has amazing footwork. Like, she is like some natural gifted type of boxer. And I forget why.
Dude, her footwork is so good, we'll never see it ever. In any circumstance, on any planet, dude. But trust me, it's great footwork.
They said she couldn't fight, but they're like, but she, unfortunately, she can't.
Papa Gut, what is this guy smelling? He is smelling the shit. He's smelling the sharticles and fucking, he's smelling all the sharticles in Ian's pants, dude.
Fight, but if she could, she's like amazing. And so I was just kind of curious because you were training her. Is she is she this natural gifted boxing savant?
So she did have some athleticism for a girl. But what would happen was when she would come forward really hard, when she would come forward really hard. When she would come forward really hard.
Well, do you want to clarify that? You can.
Yeah. So, like a lot of women are just less athletic when it comes to boxing.
It's about throwing punches. It's about because men have more upper body strength, women have more lower body strength in general, right?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's plenty of women that that play basketball that will kill me in basketball, right?
Do you think there's a chance, hypothetically? I wouldn't have any information on this, just to be clear, and I'm not joking. Do you think there's a chance that like Ian and
I just
Anisa,
saw Keffel's tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
Do you think there's a chance that at home when no one's looking, they
What amount would you put
spar?
as a donation sound if you were to put the Ian was crying as a soundbite?
I don't know. I would put it somewhere. I think I should do that. But do you think, just out of curiosity, do you think that Ian and Anisa do a little bit of sparring, you know, in their spare time? Maybe that's why he knows how good her footwork is. Do you think they do a little sparring privately? I don't know. They don't seem like a very happy couple. That's all I'll say. I don't know.
But fighting is a separate thing. Fighting is its own entity. And so I don't even almost consider fighting a sport, really, right, compared to other things. And so when you have some athleticism for a girl, and like because she had played sports, that's more what I meant, was she had played sports as a girl, so she came in with some athleticism. Ian had never played a sport a day in his life. Ian had zero athleticism, right? So training her was easier than training Ian because she had more athleticism. But what happened on her first sparring session, I would always tell her, you can't just come forward. You can't just come forward. And so she had a sparring session and she was just trying to walk forward.
She got knocked on her ass, let me guess. Immediately knocked down.
Forward, and then a girl punched her. And then I was actually watching Ian, so I wasn't even watching. I just heard a big pop. And then I looked over and she was kind of frozen. And then she said she had a concussion. Then the next day she went and pulled the
Wait, are you saying that she got hit in the head once, got a concussion, and quit? Is that what happened? Dude, they're like, where's Anisa? Where's Anisa, dude? Where is she? And then all of a sudden you hear... Dude, all of a sudden Joe Rogan and fucking Anik are just screaming.
doctor that she had a headache and sensitivity to light and pretty much all the concussion
The whole
symptoms.
entire list, like,
And
it
then-
went on forever.
And then so
It's
we,
like she had Googled it on the car ride over.
we were like, oh no, she has a concussion. And then Ian's like, well, she's kind of a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Wait, no! What do you mean she's kind of a hypochondriac? So he's like, my wife is lying, she's not concussed? Is that the implication here?
So we're like,
Ian actually reassured me because I was worried at that
She's
time.
not gonna like hearing that.
Yeah, I try to check on her, and he reassured me. He's
Annie J, no way!
like, Kate, don't worry about her. She's actually a hypochondria, and she does this often where she self-diagnoses herself and freaks out.
Oh, she's Bo Blaxian. Josh, go get your princess. Holy fuck,
He's not
dude.
gonna like
So
that.
that's like, don't worry about it. She'll be
God,
fine.
bro.
And I was like, okay, then why is she continuously talking about it on all her media outlets?
The thing that drove me crazy
Is that why
was
she said she couldn't box because she had a like? Do you remember what it was?
She was an athlete in high school and she had previous concussions, if I remember correctly, or
Okay.
something where the doctor told her it was too big of a risk.
Well, definitely don't box then.
Also,
No, but you don't
the
understand.
doctor's going to tell you what you tell them. If I come in,
Ethan, shut the fuck up. Don't you know that you're talking about life's protagonists? Her mother said she is built for very good things, Ethan. You're sitting here judging her. You don't even realize that you are a footnote in her story, Ethan. Okay, how dare you talk about her like that?
And I say I have sensitivity to light and have headaches. They're gonna say you have a concussion, right? So, and then the part of the story that drove me crazy was how all of a sudden she went from saying she had this concussion to she's had all these concussions while she was training.
We're all just NPCs in Anisa Jomha's like odyssey, her space odyssey of a story right now, okay? We don't realize it. We're part of the simulation to give her a reason to keep fighting.
And then by the time she was on like your guys' show and these other shows, she's like, I've had 11 minors and 2 majors. And I'm like, I've been around concussions my whole life. And nobody's like, that was a minor, that was a major, you know? And so I was like, well, if you had...
On YouTube, it's typically a minor, just to be clear. Whenever it's like a YouTuber involved, it's typically a minor.
2 majors, that would mean you were like completely unconscious. And she said she got...
Oh, we're talking about concussions. Sorry, my bad.
From like lacrosse and hockey. So I'm like, you're telling me that you got knocked out completely unconscious on the field. And then a few weeks later, they're like, put her back on the field. I'm like, that makes...
No, I'm not saying for Anisa Jomha. I'm not saying for Anisa Jomha. Don't take it like that. All right? I was making a joke about how many YouTubers are child molesters, just to be clear. All right? Not affiliated with Anisa Jomha.
0.
She beat the allegations, chat. Stop it.
Sense
She's a liar. I mean, she does lie. She lies about everything, it seems like.
Yeah. I just don't... and also...
I was making a normal joke about how many YouTubers are rapists, okay? And you guys took it to the extreme.
Literally 2 majors. If she said she has 13, 11 minors and 2 majors, 2 majors would mean like you were completely unconscious. And that's
a lot of head trauma. You know what's ironic?
That we will take it like that, Nick. Well, just to be clear, that was not the intended result.
Ironic? Ian acts like that's what happened to him. You know, but Anisa, she seems more in control than ever.
Oh yeah. The master.
It's odd, and that's why like I felt so bad because you could see. So that the 2 of the best weeks.
Thank you,
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you.
Do you think this all would have been avoided if Ian didn't make the content cop? If Ian just did what he said, if you'd have just shut your mouth and done, we would all be fine right now. But you couldn't, dude. I mean, it's literally the Mike speech, dude. It's the Mike speech. Imagine Mike Ehrmantraut, but talking to Anisa. Hold on, here, wait. I got this. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. It's this fucking Mike speech.
I'm sorry, Mike. Walter, put your dick away, Walter. I'm not having sex with you right now.
Wait, that's not it. That's the wrong one. Hold on, wait. It's not that one. It's this one. Wait. It's this one.
Followed by the DEA, and we needed it all ran. Oh, my fault. Why don't you walk me through this, Mike? We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch. We had Fring. We had a lab. We had everything we needed. It all ran like clockwork. Oh, you could have shut your mouth, cooked, and made as much money as you ever needed. It was perfect. But no, you just had to blow it up. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
That's it. That's literally somebody in Anisa's life needed to sit her down and give her the Mike Ehrmantraut speech, and nobody has done it. Everyone's afraid of her, or for some reason or another, and nobody will sit her down and tell her what actually happened.
Weeks, or one of the best weeks we had in training, was when she had to go visit her family in Canada. And then that was when Ian invited his sparring partners to the gala. I wasn't a part of that, but he went out and did like...
they took him out to hot and cold plunge.
Yeah, one of the guys that runs the gym. So first of all, the gym that we're out of is this guy Luca Hosever's gym, and it's called Vigor Ground Athletics. And he was the one that did their programming in the beginning. And when they went on some show and they were like, Ian, how did you gain all this weight? She was like, oh, I studied kinesiology.
Oh my... Bro, I can totally believe that happened too. Like they hire a team of people to get Ian ready or whatever, and then she's like, "Oh, I was doing a little searching. I was doing a little googling. I found this cool Tumblr blog, and now look at how much muscle my man has put on. We're a great team. We've been doing this since the beginning."
That's
and I'm like,
crazy.
Wait. I'm like, how did you studying kinesiology dig him to gain weight? Like that makes no sense. Because in reality, it was Luca that was writing their programming for him, but they never.
Yeah, but nobody cares about Luca, bro. Luca's just some fucking guy. Anisa Joma is the man, okay? And if she'd have done her job and known her place, they would be fine right now.
Wanted to give him a shout out, and that's
wow, that's some kind of logic right there, Mike.
We realized they don't want to give anybody a shout out. Like they would never give me a shout out. They would never give Luca a shout out. Randomly enough, I guess occasionally they would give Mike Leonardi one.
Yes,
but
because
otherwise,
he's the manager and he had a bigger following. Unless you have a big following, she's not gonna give you a shout out. She'll just suck the blood out of you. And
Ian definitely thinks she's the man after the pegging. Oh my! Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Again, why do I know about her trying pegging with her husband? It's just some shit I read. Like, dude, he walks away for 2 minutes on a podcast. Like, don't say anything crazy while I'm gone. And she's like, yeah, we tried pegging once. He just wasn't into it.
Go away.
Yeah.
So you think Anisa's the one calling the shots, though?
Oh, 100%.
I do, but it is also Ian that allows it to happen.
He enjoys it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Wow.
He feels sorry for Ian.
What is happening with them?
Yes. Yes.
He loves it. He loves being put in his place like a good little dog. You know what, Ian? If you ever become gay, ever, I know the perfect guy for you. You should date I'm Alex. I think that would be a great relationship for you. You and I'm Alex would get along great. You know? I think that Alex is like the perfect partner. The only problem is that you're not into butt stuff.
We used to feel sorry for him.
I did.
Yeah, we
All
both
the
did.
time.
We both did. Michael felt sorry for him up until CC2. After CC1, I cut that shit off because I was like, you know what? She's a fucking liar and he's a liar. And he enjoys all the punishment that she gives him.
Yeah.
So let it be.
She said that after
Alex is gay? Bro, dude, the recent I'm Alex drama has like whitewashed Alex to the point where nobody knows anything about him anymore. I'm Alex got outed by like several girls for like bad relationship drama and stuff like that and abuse allegations, right? Prior to that, everybody just thought Alex was gay because he made merchandise in rainbow colors and called himself an internet gaylord. But then when he got outed for relationship drama, it was all girls. It was like a heist. That was my biggest takeaway. They're like, it's not that like 6 girls or 5 girls are accusing Alex of relationship abuse and drama and stuff like that. It's that it's 6 girls, not a single guy. This guy sold merchandise, made a come out video and everything. And yeah, he's bisexual. Not one single guy had a bad run-in with Alex. It was just all women.
she did that first interview. And I'm always like, I always want the best for my clients. So I'm like, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
Things are going to work out. They're going to give me a shout out. He's going to make this documentary, like all these. And she's like, they're never going to give you the credit, you know? And I was always like, oh, well, and in my mind, I'm like, no, like I love Ian. I trust Ian. I feel like Ian's got like my best interest at heart.
True, Smaggle. He must respect the men that he has sex with.
Too. But then he didn't. The time that I actually was finally fully fed up was when I had to ask them about the gala and we were already in Florida. And I'm like, this is the last straw.
Well, if he is, then they're not a good match.
You don't even, she's like, you guys don't have to be there. She was practically telling us she didn't want us
Disrespectful.
Crazy.
For no reason.
Yeah. Is there a word for like a top and a bottom if they switch for fucking guys and girls? Like Alex is a top for girls, but a bottom for guys. Is there like a title for that? Does that have like is there lore behind that character? Like in that Skyrim build, is there lore for that?
Yeah, and
It's literally called the switch. Okay.
The reason why I also want to say the reason why like Michael and I we were waiting for them
Tommy says Alex is a bottom for girls
to tell us about the gala, but they never did.
Oh, I'm gonna make this jump right now. I'm gonna make this jump. Big jump here. Hold on, wait. I gotta swap over. Here we go. Big jump.
Waited so long. We got to Florida.
Oh, I'm so not making this jump.
And
fuck, dude. That was so bad, bro. Where'd my sprint meter go?
Still haven't said anything
Dude, look at this drive.
The goat. Thank you for the $5.
anything to us. And at this time, all of Ian's sparring partners, there was probably like 4 or 5 of them that flew out, or I think 6 of them total, flew out from Washington, paid for their own flights, their own hotel, and they're all coming there to support Ian. And they all have been helping Ian throughout his fight camp, right? And so they're asking us about the gala. We don't know about it. So we were afraid that if all his teammates showed up, they might not be able to get into the gala. How embarrassing would that be if his teammates are not able to get into the gala?
Dude, they weren't. Dude, I'm sorry, you're not on the list. Like his teammates, the people who helped him train. Yeah, sorry, you're not allowed on there. My bad. I know you're in your 3-piece suit at the event that we worked for, but unfortunately, you don't have enough subscribers to pass this door.
Because she doesn't want them to be a part of it.
Also,
so that's why we asked her directly, and that's when she told us about the negative 500K. That's when she told us about why would we want to be there. Yeah. It made no sense.
Also, all of his sparring partners paid for themselves to be there.
Correct.
Nobody.
Really, dude? Oh my god, that's crazy.
Like they would give him tickets to the event, but they didn't help anybody else get there. That was a part of his team, other than Kate and I. So
yeah.
Otherwise, like none of the like. If you're throwing the event and you have all these sparring partners and training partners, I would think you would invite them before like 300 creators that don't mean anything to you.
100%.
Who don't care, who aren't promoting the event, who are going to adult prom. And this is what it is, dude. It's adult prom for losers who didn't enjoy theirs in high school. It's so clicky and cringe and annoying. And I'm so glad this is blowing up in their faces.
Yeah, you gotta think about the time that when they're sparring, you know, all the his teammates that volunteer their time, they're sparring for free. They're taking time from their work, their family to come and contribute. They don't do this because, oh, they're obsessed with Ian. They do this because they have loyalty to me and Michael and how we have helped them. And that's why they show up to spar with Ian. And all he does is look the other way when Anisa says and invite them. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. It's disgusting. I can't. All we have to show is our hard work. And there's no way that I'm going to let Ian and Anisa.
Yeah, if this is real, if this is fully accurate, I fully think it's because of like, he's too masculine. He's toxic masculine. He reminds me of my fucking dad. Like, oh, okay, keep these guys out of there. We want this to be a more, you know, progressive event. We got to keep people like this out of the event. These are the people who are not to be invited. They are not welcome in the space that we created. But they're an unfortunate thing that we have to deal with in the boxing space because those are the people who can teach my husband how to fight. That's probably what Anisa was thinking, if this stuff is accurate.
Take that away from us.
It's like a necessary evil to associate with them, but they're not really they're not really one of us. They're not squeaky clean enough to be one of us.
That's crazy. What do you make of the... Oh, go ahead, Arlie.
Did you guys hear anything or know about how they chose the performers for the gala, the people that they...
Yeah, Lauren Southern's fucking sister. As soon as I got done with that, inviting Lauren Southern's fucking sister to perform at the event.
There was a couple performers there that I was just curious if you guys had any insight on who they were or what.
Dude, Dr. Kirk Honda was probably like their first thought as like the medical fucking doctor on the side. It's like, guys, we don't need... Guys, boxing is... We really need a therapist on the side. Just so in case they need to talk to somebody mid-fight.
What the connection
Are you talking about like the comedians or who you talking about?
Comedian and singer.
Right.
There's this comedian that was allegedly paid $20,000 or something.
Yeah. So for the first event, we were a part of like a lot of those decisions.
Comedian was event number 2.
But for the second event, like I said, they kept us in the dark about the gala. Really, like it was my main responsibility to help with Ian's training, but also make sure like everybody else had legit coaches and help because for the first event, I helped train a lot of the people. I probably helped train like 90% of the people that
What? Wait, he was the trainer for 80 to 90% of the fighters and he didn't get a bonus? What?
Eric came to Washington for 2 weeks to train with you, remember?
That was another thing that actually upset me. Was like comment etiquette Eric. I love that guy. But he only was able to train for the last 17 days of the fight because he was originally supposed to fight Chad.
Bro, how much do you want? Oh, anyway,
I believe. But then when Chad backed out, they were like, oh, we need to find somebody. And so they found DJ Welch. And I thought, they told us he was out of shape and
That
had
guy's
no
a monster. By the way, super nice guy. That guy's great.
Huge
Both
arm.
of those guys are.
Wait, but they were going around telling everybody about what a good event that they host or whatever, about how they really care about fighter safety. So they didn't give an accurate description of who the replacement fighter was.
Amazing dudes. Yeah.
He was great. But
He's a
imagine
beast.
somebody telling you this guy has no experience. That's why Eric and him had headgear on. And that was another thing I got blamed for. They're like, look at how bad this coach is. Look at Eric. I'm like, dude,
That's
I had 17 days with Eric. Me and Eric just tried to make it.
And I bet he still got the full 15,000 for training too. He probably still got the full purse.
Fun because the whole time he was like, DJ's out of shape. DJ, we're just gonna have fun.
And
man, DJ came out and whooped his ass. I was
Dude,
like,
he's
what the hell?
he's jacked. He's like actually
He's
jacked.
huge arms,
like,
bro.
this is not fair at all.
And DJ fought formerly. Well, he's been training MMA for a very long time. Yeah.
Oh, he's a fighter too?
Yeah.
That's probably a good gig. You got to train for 17 days, get the shit beaten out of you, and in exchange, you get $50,000 or close to it. Would you do that? I probably would do that. Just get the shit beaten out of you for fucking 5 minutes or something, or whatever these fucking rounds actually are for early card fights, and they just give you 50 grand. And then like you have the then there's like the where they don't expect you, and then you can just drop like one punch there and actually do some damage or whatever, and get like a roar from the crowd. So that's like good enough. Yeah, I probably would do it.
Jesus. So what is that? Are they lying to you guys on purpose?
Because you get all of like the, wow, he wasn't even training for this and he somehow survived if you manage to do that. And if you lose, nobody really cares because like you weren't supposed to be here, you know?
You could have milked
Thank
that
you.
so much harder. Big content strategy
Appreciate
problems here, Nick. I'll help you maximize your
Chris
money, all right?
Raygun learned? Yeah,
Chris
dude.
Raygun learned
That
how
was
much they care about
bad.
safety.
That was a huge discrepancy in size, or at least it looked that way on the broadcast.
I don't know.
So they were like, well, they didn't even tell us really any of that stuff because a lot of it they like tried to find on their own when it was last minute stuff. So for example, like when Matt fought Dad, like they almost canceled that like 20 times because Matt was never training for the event.
That's so interesting.
They kept almost, and they would be. They would be like,
It's crazy. I would have never have known watching it.
Wait, who fought him? Which Matt?
Well, what happened too? I almost don't blame Matt, except like Ryan found a good coach or a coach, right? So
If you took 15 grand and didn't train for it and you didn't donate it to charity, you're probably like a huge piece of shit. I think that you're probably a terrible person. If you took the 15 grand as a paycheck and then didn't really put any work in and just showed up day of and you pretended that you had a whole training camp, you're probably a piece of shit.
I don't know why Matt couldn't have.
Matt Watson, it was over in 22 seconds.
But Matt's coach would tell him that they just want to do all this pad work, this like random pad work, and then they would say, but don't do any road work, don't run at all. And then when they found out that it was a real event and there was going to be 10,000 people there, they fucking disappeared.
What did they? They disappeared?
Disappeared on him. Just straight disappeared on him. Like they were taking all of his money until they found out it was a real event. I think a lot of people were shocked that it was a real event because like we were going to these places like with no clue of what we were going to have happen. So we're like, hey, this is what's so crazy is like he could have told the story if he would have been proud of it. Like the story was amazing. We were going
because nobody believed it was possible. Then they did it and made $1 million. Like there's no good reason I can figure out here as to why he didn't produce a documentary for this.
For these boxing,
and it would have absolutely boosted Creator Clash 2 if he had done it. That is definitely a reason why the event failed. It's not like a core reason, but it could have been something good in the tube to help them later.
Gyms in LA and all over the place, and we're like, hey, we want to throw a YouTube boxing event.
Now, when was the Sam Hyde shit? Was this after he did the Sam Hyde shit and probably never wanted to film a documentary ever again? Maybe that had something to do with it because he got morale fucked by Sam Hyde.
We're like, where?
Or was that after?
We're like, we don't know. They're like,
or
when?
Maybe it was between the filming. It was after. Yeah.
Like when? We're like, we don't know, but we're gonna do it. And they were like, get out of here. You know, it was like it made no sense. And so I was almost like, hey guys, maybe we should let me talk to some of these people before, because like they would just have these awkward ass conversations in all these boxing gyms. And
well, the Sam Hyde stuff was before because Sam was crediting himself with being the reason why Ian boxes, right? Because he was saying that like he came here and he got the idea for boxing from me. That was the claim he had made. So it was at least filmed prior to Creator Clash 1.
But So a lot of the people that ended up getting hired, like, I don't know if Lucky even thought it was a real.
Do you think this is going to end up getting him bullied into fucking releasing the documentary? Like, that might be the fucking thing here. Again, he'll get bullied into making another documentary.
Event when he was training AB, or they didn't know how big it was going to be, you know?
Right. Well, AB knows. Oh, did you know?
Gym,
I don't know.
My gym, like, they wild card. They don't fuck around. Like, supposedly they even kicked Jake Paul out before.
I recommend
like, they're very
watching
serious
Nicholas
about boxing.
DeOrio's
I don't think they
latest
care.
Thank you.
Like how big the event was. Yeah, I think even Ian like added Wale on Instagram, and I don't think Wale followed him back. Like, he's like, I don't know that motherfucker. So I mean,
is Wale like the recording artist Wale, dude? Like, bro, someone was like, dude, you listen to Whale? I'm like, that's not.
he likes
that guy
Ian,
is
but,
something else.
Yeah, he's not in it for any clout.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Now I want to ask you something. It's alleged by Anisa herself that Ian has both bad breath and he shits in his pants frequently. Do you have any data on that? Having been in close proximity with him?
No.
No.
I don't want to just talk shit about him, but like there would be times, for example, before the first event where he was talking about getting tonsil stones. Yeah. And he was saying he was going to get strep throat because he had tonsil stones.
Ew.
And I said, Ian, tonsil stones don't cause strep throat. Tonsil stones are because you're not brushing your fucking teeth.
Oh no, dude. Oh my god. Imagine your trainer having to tell you this, like as a grown adult, that you're getting tonsil stones because you don't brush your teeth well. That's crippling. This is crippling. What we're listening to right now is brutal.
And so he was like, oh, okay, hygiene. And I'm like, yeah, fool, like you need.
And he's like, who's Gene? Wait, is this who I'm sparring today? It's like, no.
To brush your teeth and you like.
Wait, hold on. That shouldn't be something you need to hear from your boxing coach. Brush your teeth. That's something. See, that's it. Knowledge he should have come to you with.
Yeah. He was worried about getting sick. Like, so, yeah. So.
Was it Creator Clash 1 or 2 where Anisa sent us, it was the day of training for one of the CC 1 or 2, I can't remember which one. And she sent us a photo of his tongue. And she said, oh, I think he might have like bad breath and it's causing.
Wait, she said tonsil stuff.
Hold on. Go back. Why did she?
There has to be evidence of this, right? Can you find this picture? Can you release this to the wild?
He send you a picture of his tongue?
They thought it would show us that he was gonna get strep throat.
Yeah, so he couldn't.
And I'm like, because they were trying to say he's gonna get sick before the event. And it can happen if you train too hard before an event. You run your immune system down, so then you can get sick. But we weren't training too hard for him to get sick.
Yeah.
It was probably harder than Ian's ever trained in his entire life. So maybe he thought that it was like cruel and unusual punishment.
So like they wanted him to gain weight, and I kept telling him, like, there's ways we can gain weight right before weigh-in. So I want you at like a healthy weight because they wanted him to be 188 for the Dr. Mike fight. So the Sunday before the fight, Anisa makes him eat all this shitty food.
What? Wait, what? Hold on. No way. Dude, Mrs. Nutritionist over here is like, you need to eat some fucking...
So the Monday before the fight, he couldn't even do 2 rounds of pads in the ring without almost throwing up. So I'm fucking pissed. I'm like, what the hell? Like, why are you doing this? I was like, I was telling you, if you're 188 or 180, but you drink like a couple Gatorades, a Gatorade is 32 ounces, which is 2 pounds. I'm like, just drink 2 or 3 Gatorades right before weigh-ins, and you'll gain like 4 or 5 pounds, and then you'll be 185. But instead, she was like, no, he needs to eat all this shitty food. Yeah. So they were feeding him all bunch of shit food, right? And that's why when he weighed in with Dr. Mike, he was like grabbing his belly.
Dude, they were like shoving fucking Burger King in his mouth. Like, no, Ian, you need to eat. It's like when Boogie was having sex on Thanksgiving. She just filled herself with like maraschino cherries, dude.
And I'm like, bro, that's embarrassing for me.
Yeah, holy shit,
coach, and you're in there with a belly up there. like, it's one thing to have gained the weight and be like, oh, I gained weight, but it's another thing to be.
This is like the time when Boogie had a feeder fetish.
Like the day before the fight, grab it.
I will reference the feeder fetish in every stream. Okay, we will not stop referencing it.
In your belly, and it's because you fucking ate a bunch.
Google it. It's from the H3 podcast. You all should know about it. The H3 podcast, Boogie feeder fetish. Okay.
Of bad food.
Yeah, they would
like,
eat at Denny's all the time, and then he would
Denny's.
be like,
Yeah, this is important. I'm accused all the time of people say that they see me in Denny's farting. They say that about me, and I want them to. I never go to Denny's. Huh? I never go out to Denny's. But
dude, if you see Ethan out in Quahog, dude, say hi. But if you catch him in Denny's, he's a flatulent guy, dude.
But Ian's the one who's actually shitting his pants at Denny's.
Oh
yes.
no!
Yes, the meeting that we had right after Alex Ernst's fight, sparring session was at Denny's.
Yeah.
Say that again. I'm sorry. Say that again.
The meeting that we had to have with Ina and Nisa after the sparring session with Alex Stern.
Dude, tonsil stones cause bad breath. Apparently, they also cause fucking sharticles, dude.
Was at Denny's.
What did they eat at Denny's? What did they order?
Just like disgusting.
But she loved it because she used to work there back in the day. And I was in my mind, I'm like, Ian, you're a fucking millionaire. Why are you eating at Denny's all the time? Like, stop it. And then,
dude, who just yelled in the background? Holy shit, was that Love?
I'm like, Ian, you're a fucking millionaire. Why are you eating at Denny's all the time? Like, stop it. And then,
dude, that was like an aggressive ha. That was a singular ha. Did you hear that? A singular aggressive ha.
In my mind, I'm like, Ian, you're a fucking millionaire. Why are you eating at Denny's all the time? Like, stop it. And then,
it was Zach.
He's allegedly, I've heard, Hila noticed this, and I guess Anisa also confirmed that he is very cheap, apparently.
Yeah, I mean...
oh, yeah, ask him about his bonus. Uh-oh.
I didn't experience that. Like, he was always good to me, but at the same time, except for the fact he would never help promote me.
Well, I could say that I wonder if, like, this is a good example, but, like, for example, when Michael trains Ian, he charges $100 an hour, but Anisa would always want to be trained at the same time, so Michael is training both of them for $100 an hour. And I would always tell Michael, like, you're training both of them. You should charge each one of them $100 an hour. Yep. And Michael would be like, oh, well, it's for a charity event, and I feel bad asking. So
yeah, dude, every fucking person involved is like, it's for charity. It's for charity. It's for charity. So like, okay, I guess I could give you a discount. Oh, yeah, I guess we could kind of ignore that part. Oh, yeah, you know, I'll work for free. It's like these people are fucking rats, dude. If it's not just the audience, you're not the only ones who are misled, bro. It's the people who are working at the event, okay? And unlike Ethan's staff when Ian targeted them, right? We have people saying that they did this. I'm not making assessments for those people. Those people are telling you themselves that they were giving free work to this charity event that sent no money to charity for Creator Clash 2.
Yeah.
Let's just do this for now, because we're going to get a bonus one day.
Yeah.
And in boxing, if you do bring two people within that one same hour, you do pay more.
That's not just boxing.
It's like a free lesson every time. It's crazy.
And that's how it should always be. But for them, I was always like, whatever, like,
this is a huge opportunity. I got a big YouTuber here. I mean, this is the way that like Hassan Piker was paying his editors early in his career, right? Like, oh, you have an opportunity to work with iDubbbz on his big charity boxing event, okay? So you get paid a little bit with clout, you know?
Once again, I always wanted the best for Ian. I always wanted the best. I was like, oh, this is why I like... He didn't want the best for himself, so it was really hard for me to want the best for him when he didn't want to train.
Now, do you have any commentary about his potential body odor?
Dude, Ethan is the most petty motherfucker on the entire planet, dude. I literally respect the fuck out of this. Just like question after question after question after question.
I mean, I say it's true. I smell all the time. It's horrible. A good example is this.
Horrible. This is not what fucking hygiene is. This is horrible.
Because Michael's so nice and he doesn't want to say it. But here's the thing. When we're in fight camp, he does 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening, okay?
Nicholas! The goat.
Oh, no,
Thank
dude.
you for the $5.
There's no... I mean, dude, 1% of this shit's real. There's no coming back from this. He's getting called smelly by his fucking team.
fight he did. Well,
Yeah,
for
well,
the first part of the first fight, not for the actual camp.
Correct.
During the camp was when he cut out his 2 days, and that was the most important time to be doing 2 days.
Yes, so he would smell so bad that when he comes back in the afternoon to train, he doesn't shower in between his sessions. And so like the coaches that are training other, members there would just like look at us with the weirdest face, like a stink face. And then Michael would try to take Ian to the corner where there's not a lot of members of the gym, so they don't have to smell it.
I tried to take it to
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I am just like... I'm so thankful for iDubbbz existing. Holy shit, dude. Not only did he give us commentary, right? There was commentary before iDubbbz, but a lot of these YouTubers came up because of
Nicholas,
iDubbbz.
the goat. Thank you for the $5.
And even when we thought he had no more to give, he changed his entire flow up and became like the greatest commentary lol cow that has ever existed. Hats off to Ian, dude. I don't know what I personally would be doing if it wasn't for him. At the end of the day, remember, if iDubbbz didn't exist, these streams probably couldn't even happen, dude. I am so thankful for Ian. And Anisa, too. Because without Anisa, I don't think we'd be getting all the second wave of Ian.
open doorway.
Yeah, so that does happen. I'm not lying. It's true. He doesn't shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand why she wouldn't tell him. I'm like, what is going on here?
So and
she tells the audience. She humiliates him
in her Discord.
Yeah.
She's fine releasing everything, but she won't talk to him about it. I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah, and
like I didn't
Hold
feel
on,
like
guys.
it was my
I gotta
place.
sit on that for a sec. He stunk up the gym so bad.
Dude, he smelled so bad in a gym full of sweaty guys. That room probably wasn't going to smell good to begin with. He smelled like shit so bad, okay? A room full of people who are covered in sweat from head to toe are like, wow, that guy stinks.
Had to move him away from people.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It smelled like a furry convention, some say,